All right, what is it? It's the revival of a cultural icon, content cop. I know that some of this content, well, okay, that sounds a little funny, but when you say it like that, I know that idubbbz said he doesn't want to make these kinds of videos anymore because he felt like it's just, when he was doing his like more like, I think he was with Olayemi. I think he did like an interview with Olayemi, talking about like, um, some of the mistakes that he thinks he made on content cop specifically, and some of the stuff that she pointed out specifically with content cop, and he like more or less agreed with it, and he decided to stop doing it, thinking that like, yeah. And he also goes over it in this content cop, saying like, yeah, I felt like with content cops I wasn't really being fair to the people I was going after. And I think that's a reasonable thing for idubbbz to say. you know he used to be a like a not very empathetic fucking shithead who would just like shit on and just vociferously go after people. Now, when he was doing his old content cops, he was bringing up very good points when he was fucking going after the people that he was going after in the ways that he did. Was it crude and like uncharitable? Sure, you can make that fucking argument, but like honestly, like let's be real here, for the people who've had fucking content cops in the past. Rice Gum, Keemstar, Leafy is here. Those are like some of the examples of some of the biggest ones. Let's be real here. They were not leaving much room for themselves. I think it's perfectly fine to be dishonest with people like that, for people who are just completely fundamentally dishonest. Now, the one that he felt like probably the most remorse for is probably the Tana Mongo one. That's the one where literally he did the fucking whole fucking 9 yards, went to a Tana meetup, and said like, say N word with the hard R, which is like, I will be honest, holy shit, bad of him to fucking do that. That was weird, but like, holy fuck, he really fucking stuck to the fucking bit. I understand why he did it. The argument is like saying like, yeah, Tana in the past said the N word a bunch in like random fucking videos. So I mean, obviously she's got to be okay with it now. Obviously, like that's not how that works. People grow and they mature and they change. Tana has obviously changed quite a lot. They've reconciled with themselves and stuff like that. I know the person in particular that Olayemi brought up was, I think his name was Jinx Reviews, and I think this was one of idubbbz's first content cops. There's a bit of deep cut of lore. There's a bit of deep cut right here, because I've watched every single content cop. Basically, like idubbbz more or less like just shat on Jinx for the type of like low effort, like, because this was like, he was like one of the first like react channels where basically he would just have the fucking video up. He wouldn't provide any like commentary or anything. He would just like sit there and let the video play and just be like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. It was bad fucking content. It was lazy. But the problem was with the audience that idubbbz sort of ingratiated with himself at the time were a lot of these like stupid anti-woke fucking morons. Now, whether like idubbbz probably didn't really recognize it at this point, and eventually, like, given the content that he makes now, has eventually sort of learned and fucking recognized, like, yeah, actually, I now understand that was really bad, because Jinx got fucking harassed off of the internet because of that video, and Olayemi brought that up. And I don't know if like idubbbz has like messaged him, gotten into contact with him in any way to like say sorry or whatever. Like, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. I like, who the fuck really cares about any of that? That's more or less like kind of irrelevant. Uh, at this point, it's more about like, has like idubbbz shown maturity in terms of like the changes that he's making, in terms of a lot of the principles that he's used to have. A lot of people would argue yes, he's changed a lot and he's gotten better. He's become more empathetic. He matured. Because he said himself, even in the Olayemi video, where Olayemi interviewed him, saying like, yeah, honestly, I was just like a really stupid, immature person. I think I was bad, and I got like, you know, I felt bad for the sort of thing. Yeah, he got woke. He grew up and was just like, yeah, actually, I think what I did was pretty bad upon further reflection. I think I probably should say sorry or apologize. And you know, he's done whatever he's done in his capacity and his power to like apologize, right? As far like, I mean, he's made up with Tana, right? They you know, they're buddy now with each other. You know, they got over it. He said sorry. I don't know. Maybe he sent a message to Jinx saying like, "I'm sorry for whatever. You know, what I did was kind of fucked up. I now recognize that." Um, I don't really know how that played out, but that's like whatever. We might not ever know how that plays out because it's like the dude's like completely disappeared off the internet, so we don't really know. We're never gonna really know. But in any case, what the return of a cultural sort of icon from the sort of anti-SJW days, Content Cop. Now, even back in the sort of more anti-SJW sort of era, I would never have pinned idubbbz as a sort of anti-SJW, even in like a lot of his fucking older content. If you've ever engaged with any of his older stuff, I have engaged with his older stuff. He's not really like the anti-woke, sort of anti-SJW type. Not really. He just makes, well, for lack of a better term, he'll just like do ridiculous, over-the-top sort of nonsense to sort of like be like, you know, here's like things that I have like a problem with, you know, like Kickstarter crap. The fucking hair cake stuff where it's just like, I will do literally anything in order to get views, or like the dumbass fucking skits he would do with Filthy Frank, anything for views, and Max Mofo, and like all those guys. Like I don't remember. Does anything for views even make content anymore? I don't think so. Filthy Frank doesn't exist anymore. Frank is killed, and Joji is now what exists now, and Max Mofo became a fucking pack opening channel for Pokemon. Crazy how fucking shit that fucking happens. Because I do remember Max Mofo, I think, was one of the first people to start doing all those fucking Pokemon card pack openings. So it's really like a sort of like return to form, for I guess lack of a better term. Because again, like the reason why I thought like content cops were good, like Kickstarter crap and like a lot of the other stuff that fucking idubbbz would do, like the for lack of a better term, just like zany antics, to be honest. He didn't really do it with like a particular like agenda or political goal in mind. He just did it because either he thought it was like funny, or because he was like enjoying like what he was doing. Like he was a complete fucking dick and an asshole about it, sure, but that's a completely fucking different story, right? The lacking of the empathy, that's like a complete different thing to sort of criticize him on. Anywho, Content Cop.
The peach is surprisingly dangerous. Consider the fucking thing in our defense. Like, actually, Hila's not a baby killer. Actually, accusing Ethan of killing his dog is maybe too far because they have mobilized.
Okay, I'll be honest. Also, since this is about Ethan and H3H3, I know that Ethan's been doing further and further fucking crash outs. I have not been engaging with it ever since I made my review of the content nuke. I also did another thing where I looked at one of Ethan's videos where he was just spewing complete conspiratorial fucking nonsense. I decided against posting that video. Why? Well, partially because I knew I'd probably get some dumb fuck brigading on my fucking channel to probably get a fucking strike on it, because guess what? You want to know who probably fucking put a community guideline strike warning on my fucking channel? I guarantee you it was DGGers and fucking Ethan Klein fucking viewers. I guarantee it without a fucking shadow of a doubt in my fucking mind. It was them who fucking did it. I go after fucking Asmongold all the time. His dumb fuck viewers come in constantly on my videos to be stupid, dumb, and annoying. At least they don't do the mass report brigading like some fucking other losers on the fucking internet. Looking at you fucking Ethan Klein viewers and DGGers, which seem to be one and the fucking same at this point.
such an insane.
But yeah, honestly, I just don't bother because it's just boring. Like, who cares? Ethan's just crashing out, and he just needs to go fucking like literally, I think he just needs to go offline and just see a therapist.
Harassment group that anybody who says any fucking thing, they will attempt to ruin their lives. And once again, I'm the crazy one. It's not bad enough that I have this group of.
True.
What we do here is go back.
Also, funny enough, I did not think that it would be Ethan Klein. I was thinking it was going to be the Paul brothers because I was thinking to myself, like, I don't, like, is there any fucking reason? Because I've not been keeping up with a lot of, like, H3 lore because it's just, it's tiring, it's stupid, it comes up over in my feed every now and again, and I'm just like, I don't care, man. Like, I don't give a shit about this. It's boring, it's stupid. Maybe I'll unearth the fucking other video that I made about Ethan Klein where I just, like, shit on him for being a stupid conspiratorial fucking asshole. And mostly, I just want to, like, sort of have some additive. Because I've seen the video. I'm a fucking dirty pre-watcher, okay? I'm a dirty fucking pre-watcher. I've pre-watched. I've seen this video already, okay? The video is good. It's a very good video. idubbbz is pretty much, like, spot on with, like, all of his fucking points. No argument there, to be honest. I have some things I would like to add. Some additives that I would like to put in. But otherwise, in terms of the actual content of the video itself, the arguments that are presented by idubbbz, 10 out of 10. No notes, no comment, no criticism. Very, very good. Very, very well placed. Very well done. Very well researched out, blah, 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 blah. Now I'm ready for, like, all these, like, stupid dipshit morons to be like, he got all of his points from, like, fucking Hasanabi or whatever the fuck. Like, fuck you, fuck off. You're just saying that because you want to be a Hassan orbiter or whatever the fuck. Like, no, dude. Like, I listened to the video and I heard the fucking points. I've seen all of the Ethan Klein constant crashing out clips where he just continues to crash out about Israel-Palestine, and it's just fucking sad, dude. It's bad. And, like, as idubbbz will go into himself, like, there's a reason why he decided to resurrect this old fucking media. There's a reason why he decided to do it. Because in his fucking mania, idubbbz was also gone after by Ethan Klein. We do a little bit of trolling. This brings back memories, dude. I do have to say, I always liked, like, the little idubbbz skits that he does when he's, like, in the cop uniform or whatever the fuck. Because he just, like, sort of acts as, like, a stupid, like, idiot belligerent. Which is on purpose, obviously, because, you know, a lot of cops, especially in America, tend to be, like, stupid idiot belligerents. You know? Look at him go.
What's up, everybody? I'm
who's this guy?
Broadcast coming to you live from a cloud.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. When I saw this bit, I was just like, wait a fucking second. And you want to know how I could tell? The chat. That is not normally the fucking font and format that a fucking a chat widget fucking has. I'm just like, wait a fucking second. There's some sussy shit going on here.
Day here in California, Los Angeles. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. I have a very important announcement. I finally done it. I watched Ethan Klein's content nuke, and I'm not going to call it context puke as I normally do because the reality of the matter is it was brilliant. Nothing was out of context.
Yeah, and then Hassan does this little fucking spiel. I'm just like, okay. There's some fucking wacky shit going on here, dude.
Everything.
It's a bit.
Correct. I am.
It's a bit.
An Islamist, fundamentalist, radical terrorist. I am a vicious anti-Semite. It's true.
That's true.
Most importantly, Ethan is more attractive than me, both physically and also mentally. I've been lying about everything, including my glasses. They're fake. He was right about that. That's not even in the content nuke, and he was right about that too. How did he know everything?
Man, I can't believe you have fake glasses. Fuck, shit. God, it's over, boys.
How?
God, you're so right, bro.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan. Wake up. Time to be awake, Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
Ethan, the dumb bitch is having
Nightmare, 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 nightmare.
Ethan, wake up. Just wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up, Ethan.
I'm not gonna do a react content yet. Chat.
Nightmare, 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 nightmare.
Wake up, Ethan.
Ethan. Wake up.
Not Sabra, bro. Now the classic content cop sort of skit bit has not gone anywhere. Very, very good. 10 out of 10. Whoa!
I didn't plan on
Nudity.
making a content cop on H3. It sounds very stupid even saying that. H3 content cop, idubbbz. Ethan Klein's out of control. And then you should do a content cop on Hassan Piker. Content cop on Sargon of Akkad. If I would imagine this in 20...
I'm like imagining those as like the dumb fuck like commentary channels that would fucking like. Cause listen, let's be honest here. All the fucking commentary channels, I guarantee you, all the like stupid little drama fucking leashes and shit like that, they're gonna be buzzing around this shit. Guaranteed. They're gonna be. I'm expecting the fucking all these like fucking morons to be like, oh, look at the drama. Whoa, this dumbass on Twitter says this. Whoa, or whatever the fuck, like basement bottom of the barrel fucking bullshit. You know, standard that I would expect from those people, you know. But yeah, like, dude, if this happened in like 2016, because that's like the immediate comparisons everyone were fucking saying, is like this would have been insane. This would have been fucking crazy because they were like idubbbz and Ethan were friends back in 2016. They have been friends, and generally speaking, and then like apparently that's sort of like shat the bed for like whatever fucking, honestly, for like the stupidest reasons. I mean, idubbbz will get into it. I don't want to steal his thunder. It's really fucking dumb.
2016, I would have been like, oh yeah, if I ever do that, it's gotta be because I lose the plot. Well, it turns out, it's not me losing the plot, it's Ethan. He's the one who fucking attacked first.
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak
He's
up.
crashing out!
I agree.
Alright guys, I'm gonna tell you a story about Ethan Klein. I know some of you have been following him, but there's a lot of people who might not be familiar with the background, with his podcast, with what's been going on over the past couple of years.
And real.
So Ethan, as you know, is a content creator who has a podcast where he says all sorts of outrageous stuff. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's fucked up. He's had shows with all sorts of different controversial characters. He's had a show with Trisha Paytas. He's had a show with Hassan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences. Now, in his podcast with Hassan, Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface-level progressive shit and make fun of right-wingers.
And you're telling me he didn't flick their dick once at least?
No, as 100 Shavers, you trans women, I say, oh no!
And it was mostly that until they actually had to reckon with a very serious topic. I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
Palestinian people living in the West Bank are
Yep, that's true. Hassan has been a political commentator for, what, decades at this point? Decades? How old is he? He's like in his 30s. At least a decade.
subject to these horrific conditions.
So yeah, he's
the
been,
state of Israel, America's greatest ally, and the
on
only
his
democracy
shit
in the
for
Middle East,
this
if you
for
ask
a long time.
Republicans and even liberals.
Well, the fancy invented was okay, yeah.
Israeli settlers
This
are
is
trying to evict
mid-2010s.
Palestinian families in occupied East Jerusalem. The United Nations says that that may be a war crime. It literally is.
It was just eating the toppings. The pizza looked like a burn victim. It was all disgusting.
I don't know if you can make that joke in 2021.
Why?
It's insensitive to burn.
I think it's a good analogy. It's a powerful image.
Ethan was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole time, is more of the goof guy. And that's fine. You know, we don't expect Ethan to be an expert.
Yeah, this is like, it's a dynamic that can work. You know, leftovers, Ethan is like a dude who can like make fun of, he's like the silly guy, can be like goofy, funny, silly little man, and like Hassan's like the more like serious political auteur or whatever, and he could be like, it'll help like teach Ethan about like the more intricate stuff about like politics or whatever. That's fine. That's a dynamic that can work. But like, as idubbbz said, like when there's like certain issues that make it such that we're like, cause where Ethan's just like completely out of his depth and he barely has any fucking idea what he's talking about. Whereas with Hassan, he has a pretty good fucking idea what he's talking about. He's been looking into this stuff for at least the past 10 years. Keeping up with news stories on Israel, Palestine. Well, usually, yeah. Standards can sort of like waver on stuff like this, obviously. But like in terms of like Israel Palestine, Hassan is like a very consistent advocate. and is generally speaking quite correct on a lot of what he says. You know, you can have like some disagreements with him or whatever. That's like a whole thing you can fucking quibble about. I don't know. I'm not like a fucking Hassan enthusiast or whatever. I don't watch all of his fucking content all the fucking time because, you know, whatever. But generally speaking, on Israel-Palestine, he's very, very good, and he has a lot of knowledge into the history and everything about that. Ethan doesn't. I've talked about this before, but Ethan is essentially like a lazy man's fucking Zionist, where he's a liberal Zionist. He is. He believes in like the existence of the state of Israel, and like we'll talk about like how it's really bad what they're doing to what Benjamin Netanyahu is doing to the Palestinians and stuff like that. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, I mean that's fine and all, but like for whatever reason he'll like explicitly go after people who are saying that the genocide is bad. And it's just like, are you actually being sincere with when you're saying that it's bad? That it's gotten this, that like, you know, that you're not willing to recognize about how bad it really has gone within Israel for the Palestinians. That's a little weird, you know? What they don't get is that's been every Israeli PM since 48. Exactly. Like, this has just been how it has been since the creation of the state of Israel. The problem is the creation of the state. That is the problem. If it was like, you know, still some form of like, not saying that it was probably any better under like the Ottomans or whatever, but like maybe how the Ottomans fucking had it or some shit, maybe it would have been better. The main factor that I'm saying, the main common factor here that are causing the issues are the fucking Zionists. Now, before we try to do any like the stupid conflation of Zionist is Jew or whatever, do I think that's like, this is like every fucking person in Israel? Maybe not. Probably not. I'm not sure. A lot of wacky people exist fucking everywhere. I don't, like, who gives a shit? I'm talking about the state apparatuses and the people running those fucking state apparatuses that output all the propaganda to the people. Because again, I'm not talking about the individuals here. I'm talking about people in fucking power that put out so much propaganda in order to make people like this, to just like forehead hate Palestinians because they're just Palestinians, because of a lot of actions that the state of Israel has done, the Zionist state has done. But I don't like Ethan doesn't have, he's not operating with any of that history.
On the topic, Ethan was obviously caught in this tricky situation where he is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand, he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hassan. Hassan is strictly a political streamer. So this is something they're very keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're going to call it out.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
So this massive progressive audience.
Yeah, that's not what it is. Obviously, like, from the river to the sea can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. Depends on how it's fucking used. If we're talking about anti-Zionist protesters who talk about from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Obviously, they don't mean, like, Palestinians need to get up and, like, murder every fucking Israeli that's in there. That's not going to happen. Broadly speaking, every anti-Zionist understands, like, yeah, it's not happening. Period. End of story. Like, they're not stupid. Some will make that argument, like Bad and Panada, but that's because I think Bad and Panada is a wretch, and I think he's a fucking psychopath. But that's a completely fucking different story.
Audience that Ethan has, adopted over the years, they're becoming increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it not on Leftovers, he's now talking about it on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's some super racist, like crazy, like Jim Crow style of society.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait to show you guys.
The other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
So Ethan is having.
So the real good guy that Hila is talking about is Yoav Gallant at the beginning of October 7th. I think it was like on October 8th or 9th. Basically, he talked about, he said, like, the current, what they should do. Yeah, she was talking about Yoav Gallant. What he basically said, like, oh, we need to like cut off the water, cut off the food, cut off the electric, cut off everything going into the Gaza Strip, which is a war crime. You can't do that.
This back and forth with his liberal audience, leftist people online, progressive content creators, Hassan, all of these different people. He's finding new people every day, basically, to get in fights with.
Of all people, this guy Matt Lieb, Frogan and Denims and all these dipshits, and everybody thinks this guy's awesome. Apparently,
We love fighting.
He looks like Millhouse, fucking dork. Denims, by the way, was the real villain of the video. Evil, hateful, fucking. And I'll say it, and I'll double down on it. And people, no.
Dennis.
And it's all culminated, at
Not
least
Dennis.
in my story, in Ethan burning bridges with people until he burned the bridge with me. Since Ethan and Hassan's falling out, I've been keeping to myself mostly. I don't have many nice things to say. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators, maybe if he does these things,
That's true.
eventually he'll find peace and we can like...
Yeah, he's just been going like full fucking schizo over like any content creator that even like mentions the fact that, yeah, you are supporting the genocide with the stuff that you're fucking saying. Like you are, like, because he is. He's co-signing these actions, and he wants to like. He'd rather like fucking deflect and talk about like, it's all the lefties that are constantly going after me instead. Which again, I've said this before, and I'll fucking bring these motherfuckers up again. That's what the fucking DGGers do all the time. DGG does that shit all the fucking time. It's fairly obvious that he has become more and more in bed with fucking DGG. It's obvious. Based off of the content nuke alone. And a lot of the exact same fucking, like, I mean, he literally talked about the fucking Dan Saltman conspiracy theory about, like, Twitch being a company for anti-Semites or some shit, which is ridiculous. But, you know, I've already fucking debunked that stupid, idiotic conspiracy theory. It's just stupid. It's based off of nothing. And Dan Saltman's just doing this because, I don't know, he has a conniption with Hassan. That's, like, literally it. And because he's, like, Destiny's fucking butt buddy.
Rekindle our friendship. So that's been my approach. I've occasionally thrown a joke Ethan's way in the form of Hassan Piker versus Ethan Klein for boxing.
I like idubbbz. He's a good guy.
True.
I don't like this stupid. It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like this guy's evil and he's doing anti-Semitism, and also he's way out of my weight class.
He didn't like that, but fucking sometimes you gotta just throw something out there. I
That's
used
true.
to work with this video editor named Froggy Tonic. I discovered him because he was in the circles online that.
Oh, I believe I have seen. Yes, I remember Ethan going crazy over this Froggy Tonic individual. Yes, I think I do recall the sort of interactions here.
I was in. And one of those circles is an
Which is
H3
very
fan.
weird.
He watched Ethan's content. He liked Ethan's content until he didn't like Ethan's content. There would be an occasional Froggy
True.
tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that. You know, like I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not going to retweet it or like it, but fair enough.
I guess I just missed my old friend. Some wings are too bird feathered colored.
Now that brings us to February 28th of this year.
Yeah, I guess that's the sort of basis of how it happened, because that used to be an editor of idubbbz in the past. That means because it was an editor of idubbbz in the past, that means idubbbz endorses everything that Froggy Tonic fucking says, which obviously is fucking stupid. That's really fucking dumb.
My former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit, I'm sure. Ethan, at some point, discovers that idubbbz's former editor says this horrendous shit about him and Hila. But no one's asking the question, where does Ethan get this information from? You see, it would be very obviously a problem if Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through Twitter looking for something to upset himself with. He has maybe set it up in such a way where his employees feel the need to send him this information. And that would be horrible. They shouldn't be doing that. They should be sending you things that are entertaining for your show that don't fucking trigger the hell out of you. Why is there so much work being put into discovering this guy on Twitter who's barely getting any interactions, linking him to me and posting on the Reddit, when there's no work being put into who the fuck is the person on the Reddit who's posting this in the first place?
If I may indulge myself for just a moment, because I know exactly who the fuck this is. I know exactly who this is. It's this dude. This motherfucker. This dude is a DGG fucking mega fan. Icarus Bath. This guy is a fucking weirdo, bro. It's this guy. It's this guy that's fucking doing this shit. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is the exact same motherfucker who might have fucking organized brigades going after every other fucking goddamn content creator who talked about the fucking content nuke. Because that's not beneath this fucking motherfucker to do stuff like that. Even on my fucking channel. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the fucking case. Maybe it was like natural sort of algorithmic fucking bullshit. But no. This dude is such a terminally fucking online goddamn fucking loser that I don't think it's beneath him to essentially just be like, oh, I'm gonna organize all these like harassment campaigns in order to fucking get all these lefties canceled who went against the will of destiny.
You do a little bit of research, it seems like it's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out. One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like, I've seen this account before. This account has scraped...
Lifelong Destiny fan. Even as this fucking... now, I've talked about Snark Reddits before. You know, it's like similar to fucking Kiwi Farms and stuff. I don't really like Snark Reddits, but dude. Yeah. It's him. It's 1000% him. It's that motherfucker. It's Icarus Bath. That guy is a fucking loser. He is a weirdo.
It's history, and it's now trying to make Ethan burn bridges. This is within Ethan's own community. Like, this is the thing that he needs to be critical of. It's not me. So yes, I am willing to admit that my former editor was being very nasty, uncharitable.
Very nasty, very nasty.
On Twitter. But Ethan and Hila are doing the same shit on their podcast. So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terror supporter.
Yeah, I don't
See
like
on Twitch, pedophile.
Now I'm going to watch and respond to
yeah,
some
like who
podcast
gives a
streams
fuck?
where Ethan and Hila call us spineless cowards.
Anyway, this guy was saying shit like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like, she's like a IDF baby killer, all this types of shit. And that's showing up right up on us Nisa's and idubbbz feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck is happening? For all you know, I only...
Yeah, that is incredibly presumptuous of Ethan to say, to be honest. How do you know, like... Maybe like idubbbz only looks at like cat videos or some shit on Twitter. You don't fucking know.
For all you know, I only use lists. For all you know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor of a year and a half ago and saying, God, that is nasty. I'm just not going to throw someone away because they're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not going to throw Ethan Klein away because he's having a parasocial weird crash out.
How many women I fucked? Hassan, by the way, thousands. Yeah, thousands. Let me ask Galia. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Hassan's the type of dude who watches himself in the mirror when he has sex.
Watching me on it.
So yeah, I'll be honest. Like this is quite literally why I stopped watching and stopped like talking about fucking Ethan Klein, because these are like the fucking segments he fucking does. Okay. I'll be honest. Because he just does stuff like this. It's weird, it's stupid, it's incredibly fucking parasocial, and it doesn't fucking do anything. It doesn't add anything. It just makes you look like a fucking weirdo. Like, you need to relax. Like, what is wrong with you?
A 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, that's what I'm... Wait, how does he know I'm watching already?
Because you've been talking about it for the last 5 minutes.
It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like, this guy's evil and he's doing anti-Semitism. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry.
There are many people,
Stupid.
I'm sure, who have...
Yeah, that part was funny,
for the
though.
things that you've
That was
said
funny.
and done. And I'm sure there are even more people who have stayed following you because they don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They don't want to throw someone away because
some people are just committed.
Moments.
Fuck it.
We're all fucking human.
My good fucking friends who I stood by
And
after
people
all
can
these fucking
change.
years can't find a spine.
Anyone
and speak
can
up. You know why?
change.
Because they'll get murdered.
And what you're saying to me is that I'm a bad friend and I'm a piece of shit. I'm spineless. I'm cowardly because I am following someone on Twitter.
Because they have mobilized such an insane harassment group. It's not bad enough that
Yeah, who does Ethan follow on Twitter? That's my question. Okay, does he follow like Shabloing Bloing, who's probably posted nothing but like I don't know, a genocidal material? I don't know. Maybe. That's why like policing people's follows are fucking stupid. You can tell some things about some people based off of who is following them. Because you can see like some of the stuff that they say, and you can be like, that's a little weird. That doesn't always mean that like that person's going to endorse what that fucking follower is saying. When it comes to conservatives, I'm willing to sort of do that fucking sort of dishonesty, because it is a technical dishonest thing to do. Like follow fucking policing. But the reason why I'm okay with doing it on like fucking conservatives is because, well, conservatives are fucking freaks who just feed themselves into an echo chamber of misinformation. That's the point. So based off of who they're following, I'm going to get a pretty good clue in an idea of like the type of person that they are. Not so much with people on the left. Follow policing with people, even like liberals, I don't think is worth anything at all whatsoever, right? Because they may be following a particular, I don't know, like conservative account because, I don't know, it's a contact for them for something. Or maybe like they just want to see like takes that they have about like whatever the fuck, and they want to make sure they see that in their fucking feed. Put it in like a particular like place in a list or some shit, and they follow them just to like, you know, see what they're up to, see if there's some like something to talk about or whatever. That shit happens all the fucking time. So that's why I don't see like follow policing someone like fucking idubbbz. It's meaningless. It doesn't do anything. Like, who the fuck cares?
That I have this group of people harassing me and everyone in my life, is that people outside of this group, journalists, creators, are actively participating in this gaslighting to make it seem like I'm fucking crazy.
I mean, I don't know what he's getting at here. Like, yeah, people are gaslighting you. A lot of people gaslit me when I apologized. That was actually like the #1 type of harassment I got, was people gaslighting me and taking my newfound woke ideology to its extreme.
I've probably done and stood by idubbbz and Anissa more than anybody. I've stood by them when all the internet hated them.
I don't like that Ethan brought this up because it makes the relationship feel very...
Keep in mind, I've talked about like the sort of idubbbz sort of hate wave that he got for saying like, yeah, you know, like, I got like, I mean, he did get like a little bit of fucking trolls remorse, but he actually grew up and he genuinely fucking felt bad, saying like, yeah, what I did was actually pretty fucked up. I'm sorry about that. And I'm just like, well, this is good. You know, he's showing growth, which is a good thing. He's changing for the better. And of course, like, every stupid motherfucker from like dumb fuck anti-woke types to fucking 3IQ commentary channels who've taken inspiration from idubbbz came out of the fucking woodwork to be stupid and dumb and just be like, I can't believe that idubbbz is gone full fucking wokey, fishy me. And it's just like, dog, like, just because you yourself are completely unwilling to fucking grow up, look inwards, and become like a better fucking person, doesn't mean that you should like strap idubbbz down to the table and prevent him from doing that. Like, you can cope, you can see, you can maul about it. Like, fuck off.
Transactional, like, you know, we're just meant to support each other online despite our own personal morals or principles.
But I'll say this, I don't think they're fucking
any
friends of mine, and certainly I don't think they're any fucking friends of mine based on the text conversation I had with them too before I even talked about it. So I have nothing. Like, I don't need any fucking halfway friends, man.
I thought the text conversation that I had,
like, yeah, I'll be honest, I like that point idubbbz has. Yeah, I really don't like this fucking mentality of content creators doing like this. Oh, you shouldn't really go after like other people, like other like communities or other content creators. Like, why the fuck not? If they say some stupid fucking bullshit, like Asmongold does all the time, or like some other fucking dumbass does all the fucking time, guess what? It's a public platform. You're opening yourself up to public fucking criticism. That's okay. That's how free speech works. Just because you say a particular thing. Because I fucking hate this like lunch table fucking click fucking shit, dude. I was about to say clique. I refuse to say click as clique. I refuse, just as a principle. But it's just like, dude, like, come on. If you say some dumb shit, be prepared to get hit. That's just how it is. I say fucking shit all the time. People fucking hit me all the time for the stuff that I fucking say. Incredulously for the most part. I don't bother replying to them because fuck them. I don't care. Who's gonna stop me, huh? Like, some dumbass fucking Asmongold fan? No, the fuck they're not. They ain't gonna do shit. And these same people pretend to stand for having discourse. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no principles behind any of this. It's all just stupid lunch table fucking bullshit. I personally say that 2025 should be the year of when you call people the fuck out and call them stupid fucking shitheads for things that they've said or believed in the past. You should call people stupid dumb fucks. I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck you. If I suffer because of that, oh well. I don't give a shit. Fuck you.
with him was very empathetic. I basically just said, like, I know you and Hila are experiencing a ton of harassment, and I essentially empathize with that, and I think there's something positive to get out of the conversation. But he refused to talk on the phone unless I was willing to publicly say something about my former editor and denims. As much as you don't want halfway friends,
Which is
I
very
also
weird.
don't want that kind of halfway friend. I don't want someone who's going to give me, like, an ultimatum to have a conversation.
Yeah, that is also very fucking weird. Like, why? Just talk. Are you a pussy? What are you, a coward? It's fucking weird.
Say something when this is like, imagine like one of you guys is like, Hassan actually wants to go to Israel, go to Gaza so he can strangle Israeli babies or some shit like that. I'd be like, imagine me not saying something.
You're trying to make a one-to-one comparison where
That's
there isn't
true.
one. This guy that I follow on Twitter
That's
is
definitely a
not
thing
in the
that
same
happened.
relationship as you and one of your current employees who is streaming with you 3 days a week, 3 hours a day for the past 10 years. At one point during the stream, Ethan and Hila bring up Adam McIntyre. Now, Adam does basically the same thing as my former editor. He's critical of Ethan and Hila, and he is sometimes uncharitable and nasty towards them.
Adam McIntyre
True.
needs to just like disappear. That guy is a piece of shit, like of the lowest order. I never even stood by him when he talked bad about Trisha having a kid and called him like the spawn of Satan. He was supposedly on our side. I would never even co-sign that. I was
Well,
disgusted
actually,
by that statement too. I remember
never
when
said
he
it.
called her kid the spawn of Satan.
I never said anything.
And I
like
was
that.
supposed to be like cheering on, but I wasn't going to cheer that on. That's
Why do you
disgusting.
forget that he called her children, which is something we would never do, the spawn of
Never.
Satan?
It's disgusting.
And
a
I
piece
mean,
of shit of a human.
it's just incredible who ends up being the
Oh
good
no,
guy at the
Adam
end of
is a
this
little
story,
mean.
You know, it's
Oh
really
no.
something.
Unfortunately, they never made a statement. They never said that they disagree with his statements about Trisha's baby until it's useful. Like, what is it, 3 years later? Like, I mean, you're talking about it like you were aware of it at the time and that there was some amount of pressure or enthusiasm for you to get down with that. And what it sounds like to me
Also, like, how do you know, like, is Adam even being serious here? Is he? How do you know it's not like a goof or a gaff or some shit? You know, just an edgy joke. Meh.
is that you did see it at the time and you're like, ooh, I don't like that. And you didn't endorse it and you didn't fuck with it. Huh. It's
True.
almost like that is a fucking identical situation. to
Reasonable.
me.
It's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story. You know, it's really something.
So yeah, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they're trying to like paint themselves as the good guys, and they're saying like, yeah, we strongly disavow things that are said, even about our enemies. We are the most immoral people on the internet. Unlike Ian and Anissa, who are fucking keeping to themselves. Also, why the fuck does Olivia get the pass?
What a fucking asshole for putting you in that position, Olivia. You're friends with him, and you don't have to say anything. But like, what a fuck.
Dude, I fucking hate this stupid weirdo fucking morality policing that some people do when they did, like, Ethan, you are supporting the fucking genocide in Gaza, bro. Like, come on. And you want to do, like, moral policing? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, come on.
Fucking piece of shit. What a bad friend to put you in that position just for some fucking clout. It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit, okay? Olivia did not do anything. And
I want the pass. Do I have to be an employee to get that treatment? Because
That's
they don't
probably
see
true.
me as an ally? Or is it because Ethan is afraid of wrongful termination accusations and lawsuits?
And also, I don't mind putting my friend Olivia, who's apparently my real friend, in a terribly weird, fucking uncomfortable situation where you end up getting hate for no reason.
Also, don't frame it as like other people making it hard on Olivia. You're making it hard on all of these people. Please acknowledge your role in this whole fucking thing. Like, it's crazy how warm Ethan is to
That is
Olivia
true.
and saying how Olivia is essentially just a victim in this whole thing.
It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit.
But me and Anissa are spineless. Ethan, your whole system is scrambled. My intention isn't to throw the employees under the bus. Like, you guys serve as the fucking foundation for calling out Ethan's hypocrisy on the whole subject. And I know that you guys have probably pushed back against Ethan over the years. How often are you supposed to do that? Do you have to do that every fucking week? It kind of seems like it. And that's exhausting. I don't want to confront my boss. It's not my fucking job to confront my boss and say, today's segment on rapists and pedophiles on Twitch was not like not my favorite segment to be a part of.
Yeah, friends like these.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not great.
And our other good
Not a
friends,
great
Yeah.
segment.
Anissa and Ian. Thanks, Anissa, for standing up for your girl. I actually stood up for you so many times, because, like, why would I not? It was crazy.
Yeah, why would you not? I mean, if that's truly what you believed and you weren't just going to use it later.
Of course I was going to stand by you. That's insane. It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me.
I'm not going to assume that Hila knows, but
I'm just confused. Is she, like, talking about Hassan there, I'm assuming? Is that the sort of, like, a point of reference that we're operating under? Like, how do you know what her value systems are? Like, again, this is it's incredibly, like, the sort of, like, line of engagement that both Ethan and Hila are fucking engaging with is incredibly self-centered. It's around them. I mean, you know, I know a lot of people do like a lot of dishonest, like, going after, like, the fucking crew, but, like, I mean, they have to suffer the consequences of their boss because their boss keeps saying, like, incredibly fucking stupid shit constantly. I saw fucking an H3 podcast segment where Mike from PA tried to go after AB for being, like, a traitor to the Lebanese people, like a traitor to the people of Lebanon for still being a part of the H3 podcast crew. And I'm just like, Mike, that is really fucking dumb, bro. Like, you are being very silly. This is very dumb. AB probably has his own fucking reasons. You're being stupid, Mike from PA. But, like, whatever. Because now you're just, like, giving something for, like, Ethan to fucking glam onto and continue his, like, weird fucking, like, victim narrative complex. But then again, that's because I think Mike from PA is just a stupid idiot who thinks he can, like, alpha Chad his fucking way through anything. When he's, like, clearly one of the most, like, spindly little fucking spinsters out there. Like, it's like, Mike, just don't. Just stop. That's very dumb. You're being silly. But, yeah. Mike would love to be, like, Bunkle McBlunkle and preach, like, the Lisan al-Gaib. Yeah, that's true, Boy Meets Mini. Lisan al-Gaib, Lisan al-Gaib, Lisan al-Gaib.
But I'll say it for anyone who doesn't
Good
know.
book.
Anissa
Good book.
is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone
Sure.
unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of
This
the
is true.
Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So
That's true.
Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me. No, we're not going to fucking defend you.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans.
Do we have that
I
one?
mean,
Like-
just the other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
He looked mean. I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
No, it's not.
So yes,
Again, like I mentioned earlier, Yoav Gallant, same. There's an ICC warrant out for him for his arrest. Like the International Criminal Court wants him on fucking trial. He's not allowed to leave Israel, right? He's cooked. If you're a part of the fucking International Criminal Court and he decides to leave to another fucking country to do, like, I don't know, diplomatic business or whatever, his ass is grass. He's gonna be arrested. Same with Benjamin Netanyahu. Well, I mean, he can go to the U.S. He'll probably be fine there. But, well, you know.
you caught us. We're not going to run to your defense when, I don't know, we follow people. We be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say.
I
about
can't
Anissa and
believe-
is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
I can't believe that idubbbz is following people on thetwitter.com. I can't believe that idubbbz will do that. Oh my goodness. This is like, okay, because, like, Ethan will also do, like, the thing where, like, he'll get, like, mad about, like, people canceling him for his, like, fucking Israel takes. Bro, why are you trying to, like, cancel idubbbz for who he fucking follows on Twitter? That's really fucking dumb, bro.
So,
The problem.
okay, if you want to hang out with those people and have no spine and not stand up for another girl that stood up for you, enjoy your new friends.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know, yeah,
Which I'll
she's
show.
friends with
Denims is
Denim.
actually participating in this whole Child Protective Service lie.
Yeah,
Which I'll
and if
show you
you're
guys
friends with
today.
them, then you're seeing what they're saying.
You'll notice that Ethan and Neela
Not the following.
character. Originally, the complaint was about my
Dennis.
former editor. He's been chatting shit about Ethan and Neela for the past year at least. They only care about it now because I guess it was spoon-fed to them via their Reddit that's clearly looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We are friends with
Yeah, clearly looking out for them. You know, the fucking losers like this, you know.
Denims, but I would say it's the same level of friendship that we had with Ethan and Neela.
Clearly.
It's like kind of an internet friendship. We think that she's a good person like we think Ethan and Neela are good people. Kind of a tricky situation. How can you possibly think that they're both good people at their core? People
I
have
can't
flashback
believe
moments.
you can
People
think
say
that-
things that they don't mean.
Oh my god, you think that, like, this person thinks this is, like, the spawn of Satan itself. You think that's a good person? I can't believe you think like this, idubbbz. Yeah, I'm gonna make a twit longer, and I'm gonna be really stupid and annoying. Yeah.
People can say things because they want internet clout and attention. I don't know. I think they're both probably guilty of saying things that they don't mean for internet clout and attention. Right now, one's a little bit more fucking nasty to me than the other.
I just don't see how
That's
you
true.
can be my friend and also be friends with
No.
someone like that.
Well, you can't. So I already forgot about you.
I actually have a lot of friendships that are kind
Oh,
of
no.
that way, where it's like, you know, one of the friends doesn't fuck with the other friend, but there is someone in the middle who kind of fucks with both of them, but separately.
Not Andrew
Yeah,
Tate.
there's a lot of friendships that are like that. I'm not gonna make you guys like meet up and kiss or anything. I get it. You guys are in fucking. You're either my best friend who's deep throating me to the base of my cock, or you are Satan. You're the devil.
The last thing I said to
Yeah, like I said again, it's like all this fucking stupid lunch table fucking fucking politics shit. It's so fucking irritating and annoying. Dude, if you just wanna be a fucking hater, you can be a fucking hater. Fuck it. You know what? That, like I said before, hate is okay sometimes. Sometimes you can just hate on people, and that's totally fine. You know, clip it out of fucking context. I don't give a shit. Sometimes I think it's okay to fucking hate on people who are pieces of shit. I don't give a fuck. You can argue as to why you don't think you're a fucking piece of shit. Guess what? That's how free speech works. Crazy. But, you know, whatever. I can't stop people from being like, Daharumba is a hateful, bigoted individual to all fucking old people with beards. Because he is a stinky, poo-poo, piece of shit, idiot, dumbass. And I just hate him. And it's just like, true, fuck it. Yeah, you know what? You can say that. I'm gonna call you a fucking idiot because, you know, I think what you're saying is stupid. But, like, I mean, you're allowed to say that. But whatever. Listen, I'm hateful for good reasons, okay? I'm hateful for honorable reasons. Like I said before, 2025 is the year of getting into more fights. That's what this is the year for. Fight, 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 fight!
To Anissa, we were texting before I ever talked about it. She's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, the conversation ended.
She never replied.
Ethan, you can't even phrase it in a way that doesn't make you sound like you're
That's
being
true.
coercive
Trump did
and
say
shitty.
this.
Well, then you should have no problem publicly denouncing it, right? Does that sound like a friend? It kind of sounds like something a powerful villain would say.
But it was so funny how she immediately went to comment everywhere, like on our subreddit. She immediately had to comment like, "Oh, he doesn't work with us anymore."
Then
But that was it. That's all she said.
But then say that you don't.
Okay. Do you have
agree.
Well, yeah, well, that's the fucking thing. She doesn't have to do anything. Froggy Tonic is his own individual with his own opinions and can just say stuff. He's not affiliated with idubbbz or Anissa anymore. So why the fuck does she have to fucking tone police what Froggy Tonic says or have to fucking, like, disavow anything that Froggy Tonic says? They don't have a working relationship anymore. So why should they? Right? Like, this is stupid. Ethan, you run businesses. You should know how this fucking works.
anything else to say for your friends, though?
One of the reasons Anissa was so quick to clarify things in your Reddit is because your Reddit was already talking about who this editor is, and they were spreading misinformation that it was our co-host on our podcast, Uncle Dane. So yeah, the last thing we wanted is this guy getting pulled into this mess, and you guys don't give a fuck. Would it have been nicer and more supportive to say, we don't agree with the things he's saying and we support Ethan and Hila? Sure. Like, yeah, that would have been a nicer thing to say. Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out. And then maybe we can find a moment in time, I don't know how long it'll be, but a moment in time in the future where things...
So this is the only potential criticism I might have here for idubbbz, right? Like, I guess, like, he needed to be fucking explicit with that, I guess. I can understand what he's saying here, but, like, apparently, like, I guess, like, Ethan and Hila are, like, I don't know, too autistic to fucking figure that out or some shit. I don't know. Like, that's really the only other fucking thing I can think of. Because, like, sure, sometimes silence can also say a million words, but when it comes to, like, something that's, like this, that's, like, so stupid and irrelevant, that, like, it means, like, bro, like, we don't fucking give a shit. We don't even fucking work with the guy anymore. So, like... why do you want us to comment on this? Like, we don't care. Like, it doesn't matter to us. Like, sort out your own problems. We don't want anything to do with this. We don't want to be fucking dragged into this. Because, again, like, for Ethan, like, this is the only way that he can make fucking content now. Is just, like, dragging in people into, like, stupid, idiotic, like, drama cycles and fights constantly. Like, I mean, I've said this before. Like, this is how, like, a fucking channel or, like, a podcast or, like, whatever fucking starts to die. When shit like this starts becoming the sort of norm.
Things are a little bit easier to broach. I don't think we need to do it right now, but you've insisted that this is an important thing to address. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Instagram story. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me and my wife on your podcast twice. I would be fine with you not brigading my comment section on my podcast that gets 3,000 views a week because I prefer to not to do harassment campaigns and instead talk about Vampire's Kiss.
Like, they say something like, he doesn't work for me.
Dude, quite literally, like, fucking... I got a fucking guideline, a community guideline fucking warning on my fucking YouTube channel because I did my criticism of the fucking content nuke. And I'm like 95% certain it was fucking stupid dumb fuck DGGers or Ethan Klein fans who fucking report spammed me. Literally, they fucking report spammed me on some fucking VOD that I fucking on like what? on a fucking VOD that I upload. Because I upload my VODs to my fucking YouTube channel. !YouTube. You know, like, comment, subscribe. Do all that good YouTube algo shit. You know how it is. There you go. Thank you, Boy Meets Mini. I put up a fucking VOD. I didn't know that there was a 100 character limit on YouTube titles because I was starting to do the sort of like fucking YouTube shit at this point. I didn't know that there was a cutoff because for Twitch, there's 140 characters. I like to put in like a bunch of elaborate shit in my fucking titles because I like coming up with esoteric fucking stupid nonsense, okay? And it got cut off. And it looked really bad because of the cutoff. And I think that's what they dinged me on. It was either that or because I fucking called conservatives a bunch of slurs. Specifically the R word. I only just called them R words. Those are the only two fucking reasons as to why that fucking goddamn thing got fucking dinged by YouTube. That's it. That's literally the only fucking two potential reasonings for as to why that fucking VOD got dinged. It can't be anything else. I didn't say any other fucking slurs. I wasn't derogatory to like any particular like minority group or anything. Those are the only two things I can think of because like maybe some like dumb fuck brigaders because again, I had a ton of fucking Ethan fans buzzing around in that video being real fucking mad. Really fucking bad. About the fact that I went after their parasocial fucking daddy for being a fucking idiot. To be quite honest, just really fucking stupid. When I tried to be as charitable as I possibly could have been, but I came away with thinking, wow, this video was fucking complete fucking dog shit. Because of reasons that I outlined before in that fucking content nuke, and everyone just got fucking mad about it and did like all the stupid dumb fuck whataboutisms. But yeah, let's like you fucking said. Yeah, content ID'd the shit out of that video. He content ID'd a ton of people who fucking were against him in the content because it was just a bad fucking video. It was bad. Period. End of story. Which is why I just haven't bothered covering fucking shit from Ethan at all. I have a secret. I did make a segment about him before. Where he put out a YouTube video where he just blatantly lied about a lot of stuff that Hassan said. And I'm just like, yeah, these are just lies. You are just lying. Should I uncover that? Maybe. I could. I can easily go back and get the VOD. I decided against putting up that fucking goddamn stupid fucking segment because I didn't want to fucking deal with all these stupid dumb fucks buzzing around and potentially getting a fucking strike on my goddamn channel over something incredibly stupid. So I was just like, I'm not gonna fucking bother with this shit. Fuck that. Maybe I'll do it later. Maybe.
For me, and I strongly disagree, and I support Ethan and Hila. The problem is
that she doesn't.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
She actually.
She thinks they have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Yeah, like I said, that doesn't fucking matter. Like, you can also just not insert yourself. Why do you want everyone to insert themselves into an argument that you're having? Stupid.
Yourself. What about your girl? This is what I'm talking about. This aggression that you're putting out into the world. What the fuck do you think we're gonna do? You think I'm gonna fucking sit on my hands when you do this shit? Like, this is nasty. We had such a fair response to what you guys were going through. We don't support harassment. It's a bad thing, but it happens, and you're perpetuating it.
That's
you
true.
Fucking propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter. He probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching himself. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite.
You can't expect other people to stop harassing you if you continue to harass people. Let's think about it on a micro level. Have you ever been in a comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever if you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of...
idubbbz is so fucking real for that shit. Dude, like, all the fucking stupid Asmongold fans that get in my comments when I make fun of Asmongold and just call him a fucking stupid idiot for being a stupid idiot. You just argue with them and they just don't stop. It's so fucking annoying. It's like, wow, you people are fucking stupid and dumb and we don't like you. Well, you know, you're just like wrong because you're like a stupid SJW. It's like, well, this is why I don't like arguing with you because like you don't like, engage in like any other way besides in the dumbest ways possible. So why the fuck would I want to engage with you? Stupid. Same shit when it comes to stuff like this. They just say dumb shit They engage in the stupidest ways possible. So why would anyone want to engage with them?
Of like a line, what happened today, that should never be crossed, even by like the most cynical, toxic people. It's going to have ramifications in terms of how I conduct myself. In terms of these fair weather friends who are, so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan, that is a rich thing
That
to
is
say.
very rich
Like,
coming from Ethan.
You're the H3 podcast, okay? There's a lot of friends of the
That
show.
is very
There's a
rich
lot-
coming
There's
from
even more
Ethan.
fair weather friends of the show. Let's not get into this shit, okay? That is so bizarre and insulting to suggest that I was only ever being friends with you to get something out of it. No, I'm friendly with you, and I'd say I'm a light friend because it's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years, and as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
Who else do we...
That is a very, very good point, Boy Meets Mini. Yeah, the same shit as Trump does when he demands respect. It's not because you actually like the person. It's because he wants to have power over that person. It's about control. Fundamentally speaking, it is about control. Maintenance of hierarchy and control. That's what it's about.
We want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping
Yeah, you
ground.
just have
It's horrible. This is
a
not what
conniption.
podcasts are. There was a way to approach this to say like, yeah, we feel hurt.
We're having a
by not saying
conniption!
something. You've decided to do the extra thing and attack. Now, in fairness, I am attacking back, but I feel very insulted and I feel defensive and I feel like I am speaking up.
I mean, I don't blame idubbbz for attacking back. At some point, you just have to be like, okay, enough is enough. We have to just fucking say something, right? If someone just keeps piling onto you publicly over and over and over again and you're refusing to engage, at a certain point, you just have to engage. You'd be like, fine, I'll respond. Like, fuck off. I'm telling you to fuck off. These are my reasons. There was a reason why I didn't want to talk about this, because originally I just didn't want to. And now I am telling you to fuck off. Is this what you wanted, Ethan? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, can you not understand social cues?
For a lot of people who have problems with you and a lot of people who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
It's so easy to be anti-racist. Everybody's anti-racist. Racism is the worst thing in the world, right? We fucking hate racists. Fuck racists.
Microaggressions.
The minute that they actually have to stick their neck out for somebody, the minute they have to actually risk something to put themselves in under scrutiny, to sacrifice something personally to stand up for racism, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I don't want to get involved.
And that's drama.
How much do you care?
I don't do drama.
How much
Sorry.
do you actually care? Isn't that the whole point? Like,
I realize that
Ethan, the reason why people don't want to engage with you is because you're just like, if someone does engage with you, you'll just keep going. You just keep trying to make drama out of it because, again, you don't have any other fucking content that's popular besides the fucking stupid drama cycles that you're doing. Every time fucking Hassan responded to something. Here's a perfect fucking example. When the fucking Vosh taxes folder leaked, which was stupid of him to do, very dumb thing of Vosh to do, what did fucking Ethan do? He made a segment out of it. Vosh then fucking responded, and then Ethan replied to that. Then Vosh fucking responded again, and then Ethan replied to it. At this point, Vosh recognized, like, I don't want to fucking reply anymore, bro. Like, you're just going to keep going, keep crashing out. It doesn't matter. He's just going to keep saying the same shit over and over again. And guess what? You know what Ethan also did not that long ago? He mentioned Vosh again. It's incredible. So it's just like, there's no point in engaging with you. Same thing with fucking Hassan. When the content nuke happened, Hassan didn't want to engage with it. He's just like, I don't care. It's stupid. I don't care. And then you were just constantly engaging with Hassan over and over again to goad him to engage. And then Hassan would talk about you. And then you'd make fucking constant cycles about that all over and over and over and over again. And keep fucking talking about Hassan. And then Hassan would like mention you. And then over and over and over and over and over again. Because guess what? You want to know who does the exact same fucking behavior? Destiny. Destiny does the exact same fucking shit. You are fundamentally no different than fucking DGG, which is why a bunch of those fucking dumbasses have started glamming onto your fucking goddamn content. That's why. And yeah, ultimate fucking rent payer, unironically.
Ethan and Hila are more scared now than they've probably ever been. I feel like anti-Semitism is a thought in their heads now more than ever, and it's not completely
like I don't like unnecessary. I don't really like disagree at all with how like idubbbz is deciding to sort of like approach this. He's trying to be like empathetic about it, which I can understand. Sure, like I think that's fine, right? I'm not going to criticize him for that. I don't think that's like necessarily a bad thing to sort of like do. He probably like feels bad that this like crash out fucking cycle is happening and it just keeps fucking going. But like, I'm just here to mostly just say there is a fucking root cause. There are people that are doing this. It's fucking DGG, those fucking scumbag dumb fucks that are fucking doing this shit. Trust me, we've all seen them. One of the arch fucking DGGers himself.
Unjustified to be thinking about that sometimes. You guys are just hurt, and you're kind of like dancing around and making very like loose, poorly thought out analogies for something that doesn't even apply to us. It's like me making this video is the standing up for something, and it's saying fuck you. You guys are being bad. You know, I don't think you're bad people, but you are being bad. You're behaving poorly. You're hurting people.
I mean, go back to civil rights. You think that the people who are like the white kids who are protesting with the black students, you think that they were just like not risking anything? Those kids who are marching with the black students and...
So in Ethan's analogy, he's the black student,
Like, okay.
and I'm the white student, but I'm the white student that's not, you know, marching by his side. I'm not doing the difficult thing. You're gonna have to march on your own, black student.
Marching with the black students and...
I mean, why is it inspiring? Why is it inspiring?
Well, and it's the same thing, to bring it back to the song just because, but it kind of is the same thing. Like, I was thinking about going to Gaza
Yeah.
until I found out it's
Until
dangerous.
I-
He's a total performative activist that doesn't give a single fuck about the cause.
It's been performed exquisitely.
Yeah, I
Harassing
mean,
one
it doesn't
person
matter.
and seamlessly transitioning into harassing another one. If anyone's been watching for the past fucking year, I'm pretty sure they have a good idea of your feelings about Hassan.
Like people like Anissa
True.
are a perfect example because she's friends with these people. She's friends with Denims. Denims is streaming this story about our
I'll
kid
show that, yeah.
getting Giarda from the dog, whatever.
I'm sorry, I'll accept this take, this position from anyone except you guys. You have laid the groundwork for this type of streaming, which is watching people shit and giving your unfiltered reaction to it. Why would you expect Anissa, of all people...
That is actually true. A lot of earlier fucking H3 fucking videos were just them, like, goofing and gaffing on people and just doing reaction content. idubbbz is not wrong when he says this. Because I've also seen early fucking H3 videos, right? Like, they look at a particular content creator's videos and they just, like, make a goof about it or whatever. Or just say, like, whatever they want to say about it. Typically, they just make fun of it. There was a literal fucking lawsuit about this with Matt Haas. And the reason why it was agreeable that Ethan, you know, fight out that fucking lawsuit is because, well, what Matt Haas was fucking proposing was just fucking stupid, right? He had no fucking basis at all for the fucking goddamn lawsuit. None whatsoever. So guess what? Because of that, quite literally, reaction content is more of a thing that is possible because of of what was set as precedent in that fucking lawsuit. Because what Matt Haas said was stupid. It was just dumb. It was frivolous and incredulous.
to say something to Denims. Okay, so by that logic, we should be saying shit to you guys all the time. But I have a feeling you guys wouldn't like if we said shit like that to you all the time. Yeah, we've been respecting you as independent content creators. You can do what you want. We'll treat you as adults. Maybe we shouldn't have been treating you as adults.
She could say so
True.
much, and it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. She'll get a little bit of shit.
Yeah, just for
But
saying
that would be
which
commendable.
Which
That-
kind of, and by the way, it kind of speaks for itself that saying, hey, their house is claimed, they're, they're actually good people, like that's going to get you shit. That kind of says it all, doesn't it?
There isn't a single person that I respect who would give a fuck if I publicly said that Ethan and Hila are great with their kids, Ethan and Hila didn't kill their dog, and Ethan and Hila wipe their asses or don't have...
I don't even know, like, what is the basis of this, like, fucking theory? Like, the whole CPS, like, Ethan killed his fucking dog shit. Like, I never really looked into that because I just thought it was stupid. And I was like, I'm not gonna fucking bother with this shit. Who the fuck cares? Like, this is dumb. It's probably dumb. I'm gonna assume that, like, I don't know, maybe this was some shit that fucking Bad Empanada cooked up because he's a fucking weirdo and he'll do shit like that. But, like, whatever. Who gives a fuck? Or, like, some dumbass on fucking Reddit fucking did that. I don't know. Who the fuck cares? Why are you making such a big deal out of it? Who gives a shit?
have Giardia or whatever the fucking the prompt is. No one would care. The only person who would care...
Man, I don't like how Denz is platforming Bad Empanada. Yeah, I don't think, like, yeah, Bad Empanada should be relegated to, like, some fucking dog shit little fucking corner of the internet. Listen, we all know why he moved to fucking Argentina. He wanted to colonize some Latina booty for himself. Okay, we understand. Listen, unlike me, who loves Latinas genuinely because they're Latinas, I don't like them just for their booties. I'm not just going to randomly move to a South American country so I can get some action. I don't need to do that shit.
There is me, because I'm like, why did I tweet this out? I'm not tweeting
I'm
out because I'm not your fucking
Hedgehog,
lapdog.
and
That's
I
why I'm not
love
tweeting it out.
Latinas.
I'm not saying it to my audience because I don't give a fuck. It's not my business.
That's, in my opinion, doing something that's
Yes, it
difficult
does.
and standing by your principles. That's the whole point. That's what makes standing by your principles admirable, is that it's not always easy.
Why are you saying I'm
Ethan,
not
you
standing
don't
up
have
for my principles when you
principles,
even know
bro.
what they are? I get, like, we're a little bit past directly naming me, so we might have gone off on a tangent. If you maybe accepted the phone call and we talked about it, you could have asked me, hey, what are your principles? And I can tell you the way I've been behaving is exactly in line with my principles. Now we're going to talk about the BDS list. We're going to start off with Frogan,
BDS?
because obviously this is like as bad as it gets. If you're following Frogan,
Befriend,
that can only
discuss,
mean that you're
social media, follow. Oh shit. Guy, I'm cooked. I used to know Frogan. Fuck. I'm canceled by Ethan. Damn it.
Ethan. Oh, this is not a good start. Love of the H3 podcast. You are following Frogan, so that means that you are anti-Ethan. Sam, Mordecai, friend of the show. Olivia, Ian, Daily Dose of Internet is anti-Ethan. Jesus, this is fucked up. Pokimane, comment etiquette. Oh shit, Asmongold's in here. Asmongold follows Frogan. No,
Asmongold,
that
whoa,
means you're
cooked.
anti-Ethan. That's fucked up. We're
Bros,
going to
it's
avoid
cooked.
these creators at the top of the list, but one tier
Bros,
below
it's
them are the
cooked.
creators who associate with them. They're essentially endorsing all of their statements. You got me, you got Anissa. I think Hassan's in there. You'd think that Hassan would be on the top of the BDS list, but that's not the case. Hassan provides additional value for people. Ethan can turn a blind eye to people collaborating with Hassan because that's what he did. You got to be the lowest
That's
of the
true.
low to be associating with the Frogans and the Denims of the world.
Also, because Hassan has a lot of clout. He's well known. He's famous. He's had like mainstream media segments about him with Donnie Sullivan, right, on CNN and shit. He's been on like news shows and stuff. He's famous. He's a big shot. You know, well, in the grand scheme of things, right? You know what I mean.
World. To associate with Hassan, that just makes sense because he's famous and he's got a massive fan base.
True.
Also, Ethan still follows Hassan on Instagram, so Hassan is in his feed.
And that's showing up right up on us Nisa's and idubbbz feed.
It's important
That's
to remember
true.
that this is a
And
living
real.
document and people can be removed or put onto it.
Not
depending
Sam
on how
Cedar,
Ethan's
not
feeling
Emma
about it. You have
Vigeland.
this other tier of creators that
Oh,
exist
no.
below Hassan but are still
Not Sean
anti-Ethan,
the Black.
but Ethan really doesn't want to bring your attention to these ones because it's kind of unpopular, you know? A lot of them are famous. It's no coincidence that Ethan stays silent when these powerful, popular men are supporting Hassan. It's because Ethan is a coward.
Well, we have that's Stav, Theo Vaughn. Is that Felix Biederman? Is that Felix Biederman? I want to say that's Felix Biederman. I remember the guy. The name of this guy is on the tip of my tongue. Did this man Felix like fucking Mew or some shit? I thought his face was like a little chubbier or some shit. Maybe I'm just hallucinating. Bro's got like the Chad physiognomy. I can't pronounce that word. That's too difficult for me, bro. Also, the name of this guy, it's this dude's like his name is on the tip of my fucking tongue, dude.
He's a bitch-made coward. I think Ethan has an
That's
unreasonable
true.
amount of respect for these comedians because they have power, they're quick, and I think he knows that they don't fuck with his ideology. But he's going to keep that to himself because the last thing that he wants to discover is that people that he respects and looks up to, they don't fuck with him.
Bill Burr came on. It was like the worst fucking show. It was just horrible. That was like my lowest moment on podcast history. We talk about Bill Burr ruined my life. Bill Burr made Ethan go on Lexapro. I was prescribed it and it was in my bedside. And then it was the Bill Burr episode. It made me finally.
I used to watch a lot of the old H3 podcast stuff. I don't remember this, honestly. Yeah, I don't remember. Like, what did Bill Burr even fucking say on the H3 episode? What, like, why? I'm curious. Ethan, can I get like a synopsis? I look up Ethan Klein. I see Ethan Klein and the consequences of DGG slop. Ethan Klein, Bill Burr. Like, what was even said there? I don't remember. Do I want to go through all the fucking shorts and shit like that? I remember, like, from what I understand, there was like a bunch of awkward shit, but you know. Yeah, I wonder who made that video. ! YouTube if you want to see that video about how that probably got me my fucking community guideline strike warning.
Sorry.
When Stavros goes on Hassan's
I don't
stream
remember
and he
exactly.
mocks your content nuke,
I actually saw a really interesting video about you, man, and I don't know that I'm even comfortable being here anymore.
Oh no.
It really kind of shed light on the way
Yeah.
you kind of like have leftist politics and stuff like that, and I actually feel betrayed.
Yeah,
And so I'm actually just here.
I can't believe that Hassan's on the left. No, fuck, shit.
You know, this is the last time I'm ever coming.
you don't fire back because you're coping. So you're just going to tuck your tail between your legs and never mention on your podcast that mentions everything. You're bringing up some fucking connection I have on Twitter. Someone mocks you on a stream, you're not touching it. Fuck you, you're
True.
a coward. It's just his job. It's
True.
what he does for his
Cowardice.
job. You know, he doesn't mean it. We're actually good friends. You know, he makes fun of everyone. It's not just me, right? Oh, also, I can't forget about Matt Lieb. Matt Lieb is in this like middle tier. His valuable association is Rhett and Link. So Rhett and Link, conveniently, are also in this category of popular and powerful men who Ethan does not want to burn bridges with. Although he's sniffing around.
This guy
I
Matt
don't know-
Lieb.
I
who
don't
works for
know
Good Mythical
Red
Morning.
Link
Of all
is,
people,
I'm
this
not
guy
gonna
Matt Lieb.
Yeah,
What kind of music is that?
I've seen Matt Lieb. I've seen some of his takes and shit. Yeah, bad Hasbara. Good Mythical Morning. I've like seen some takes. Didn't he like do he like went to like a protest, I think, and did like a speech there or some shit, I think, for Palestinian rights, I think. Matt Lieb is Francesca Fiorentini's husband. Ah, I didn't know that. Today I learned something new about niche micro internet celebrities. Yeah, I like from the clips that I saw. It was a good speech. Good speech. 3 claps.
Producer
Why 3? I
for
don't
Good
know.
Mythical Morning. Well, this guy works for Good Mythical Morning, acting like he's wholesome, and he's bringing on somebody that wants to kill my wife, or in a video game. And I think he should be fired, frankly. And I hope he is fired. He's pathetic, and he interviewed a fucking, basically a terrorist.
I think Ethan only respects power right now, which is one of the reasons I made this video in the first place, is because he thinks I'm
Yeah, I don't think you should. I don't think you should be platforming Bad Empanada. I think he's just a piece of shit. I do not like him.
weak. He thinks a lot of these other creators that he's gone out of his way to attack,
Whatever.
he thinks that they're weak, and he thinks they're a target that he can bully, he can manipulate, he can send lawsuits to. And I want him to know that we're not going to be bullied. You're being a piece of shit, and we're going to call you out.
So here's
That's
the
true.
button. You've got a
Doesn't
video
change-
and you've got an audio. We're hitting
Like,
both.
yeah, it doesn't change the fact that fucking Ethan Klein is like the bigger piece of shit in this whole equation right now. Oh yeah, and the fucking button. I always found the button to be kind of weird. Like, he has like a button for like when he's about to be edgy or something, so he can like click the button and like cut off feeds from like cameras or fucking microphones. Like, dog. Okay, when I have a fucking edgy take, just don't be bad at having a fucking edgy take, okay? I say edgy shit all the time. I'm just funny about it. You're just mad that you're not funny when you're edgy. Like, I don't know, skill issue? Be better at getting edgy, dumbass.
And you've got an audio. We're hitting both.
Man, he's in that button a lot, bro.
I don't want to go there.
Yes.
There's no point.
Let's leave.
Yeah, there's no need.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Oh, shit, how pathetic are you? Don't worry if you don't have it all now. I'll find it. I don't like pedophile. With the eye of Sauron. I see you. I see you out there. You fucking cockroach. You'll be living with your parents for a lot longer now, dude. Yes, please. I want to be a
This dude is 52, this is true.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it was that,
That was fine.
big a deal.
Hey.
Of all the things, that
Anywho.
it always surprises me what you think crosses the line.
Well, I looked at Olivia and she's like, yes, do it.
Now let's talk about the button. Ethan got this button, or kill switch, as a response to the controversy with Cutie Cinderella. He was not able to control himself in that moment, and instead of figuring out how he can change...
Cutie Cinderella, which... Is this about the fucking, oh, God. What is this in context of? Because I'm not 100% certain. Was this the fucking deepfake thing? I just don't remember, I'll be honest. Was this the deepfake thing? Believe so. Yeah, and I know that Cutie Cinderella was obviously upset about that because, yeah, it's pretty fucked up for, like, a random streamer to be making, like, what, new deepfakes of, like, other streamers on the platform that you're streaming on. And that guy, I don't remember the name of the guy who was fucking doing that. Like, he was also a relatively big streamer. So it's just like, dog, that's fucking weird, man. What is it? Cutie Cinderella, I'm curious. Ethan Klein. Yes. Ethan Klein issues formal apology to Cutie Cinderella after laughing at deepfake drama. Yes, it was the deepfake stuff. And that was when he was interviewing Rebecca Black. Interesting. So yes, it was the fucking deepfake shit.
Change his behavior. He spent $20,000.
Dan and Ela were like, we would kill button that right now if we could. I can't change who I am.
I know. That's why the kill.
Dude, like, I can't change who I am, but I want everyone else to fucking change who they are in order to be able to suit me in particular. Again, this is like the thing that I brought up earlier. The incredible fucking narcissism. All the fucking self-centering. Why? For one purpose. Maintenance of control. First and fucking foremost. All about control. All about maintenance of hierarchy. Because he's one of the fucking top podcasters in the fucking world. And he wants to fucking remain at that position. Duh.
Kill button is on its way.
That's it. See, exactly.
He uses the button for everything.
And yeah,
His jokes
fucking
don't
button.
land, he's hitting the button.
It was being presented as if this the Jordan crying thing.
I hit the button.
Why?
I don't think I needed to, but you guys were giving me crickets, so I panicked.
If he's insecure about getting something wrong, he's hitting the button.
But okay.
You what?
Button for that? What on this frame could Ethan have responded to? Perhaps the country flag that he got wrong? Maybe. I don't know.
If he goes on a problematic tirade, he's hitting the button.
Before, look
Sure.
how sad. But yeah, it's not just that. Like their eyes are like big. I think you guys are wrong.
Honestly, like, just fucking be better at being edgy, okay? Don't be a fucking bitch, alright? Just listen, if you suck at being edgy, just don't be edgy. Just get better at being edgy. Wait, does he actually have, like, an FM radio? Boy Meets Mini, can you confirm? Because I've seen this fucking, like, whatever the fuck, like, radio signal. Just get good. Wait, is this real? Is he actually on, like, a radio frequency signal on, like, in Los Angeles? No. Okay, I was about to say that. I'm like, there's no fucking way he's on radio. Nah. No fucking shot, right? So, I mean, this is just like a gaffe. Okay.
Wrong on this one. I think you guys are all wrong on this one.
I don't think he's unique in hitting the button. I think if all of us had buttons, we'd hit the button all the time. But if you don't have it, you operate.
Nah, I'm never hitting the button. I'm never hitting the button because I never miss on my edgy jokes, ever. Listen, I just made an edgy joke this stream today talking about, like, listen, if there is one Palestinian that I'm okay with the IDF murking, it's Nayib Bukele, okay? I've said it. That's an edgy fucking joke. I'm not buttoning that shit. I'm letting that one stay in. Fuck you, Nayib Bukele. You're a fucking stupid fascist piece of shit. You can fuck right off, you stupid bitch. What about Dali? I don't know who the fuck that is. Diley? Yeah, I don't know who that is. Can't make a joke about him.
You think about what you're saying. You maybe plan for your show a little bit more. You maybe say, I'm not going to have my podcast be an emotional dumping ground for today. You instead say, ooh, it's important.
Yeah, I believe Nayib Bukele is, he's half Palestinian. He's half Palestinian. Half Palestinian. Nayib Bukele. Bukele's mother is Catholic. Bukele's paternal grandparents were Palestinian Christians who emigrated to El Salvador from Jerusalem and Bethlehem in 1921. Yep. Palestinian Christians. Of which there are a lot of. There's a bunch of those guys. His maternal grandfather was Greek Orthodox, and his maternal grandmother was Catholic. So, two of his grandparents on, I don't know whose side, were Palestinian Christians. He's part Palestinian.
That we stay on topic. Also, the H3 community and Ethan himself use the phrase goblin mode all the time to excuse a lot of his shitty behavior.
Goblin
or make it seem
mode.
less bad.
I've been diagnosed with goblin mode, actually.
By claiming
I'm going
that
full
having sex
goblin
in an
mode.
Uncontrolled state he refers to as goblin
I
mode.
do not call myself goblin mode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's good.
Goblin mode? Is that what you
At
call it
least
now?
there were
all
before.
victims of
Yeah, they left in 1921, probably just when the sort of skirmishes were starting up between like the Zionists and like British militia and Palestinian farmers. Just when that shit was starting. Yeah, I'm going goblin mode, guys.
Goblin mode. I would like to issue an apology.
You got goblin mode today. You're goblin mode. Look how many times you paused.
I'm trying, bro.
And I don't think there's no room for using the term goblin mode. I like the idea that you're defending yourself
Going
in the
full
little guy by
goblino.
going goblin mode when a big corporation or a big entity is trying to attack you.
Like, if you fuck me over, if you steal money from me, if you patronize me, if you do any of this shit like you're trying to do to me, treat me like a fucking idiot, I'm crazy, dude. I've gone fucking goblin mode over way less.
But you not thinking about what you're saying, not, reflecting on your
Goblins.
behavior, not changing your behavior, that's not goblin mode. That's being a child. Let's talk about the crew.
That's true.
I think the crew has been put in the worst working environment that you possibly can be for a fucking podcast. Every crew member has it bad. To be around Ethan, period, would be a nightmare right now.
I'm standing by every fucking syllable of that, okay? What she did was abhorrent. And by the way,
Just don't. Listen, your critique of her is correct. It's just, people are sensitive about women being called that word. And so,
like, how pathetic are you? You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not assuming his pronoun.
Is this about his usage of the word bitch or something, right? I'm assuming. I mean, I've had people say, like, Daho, you probably shouldn't be using the term bitch as much. And I'm like, maybe you're right. Maybe you're correct. Maybe I'll try not to say that term as much, Maybe I will.
And fuck all these people. Go ahead.
No,
and I'm
no.
not yelling at you. I'm just... Kelly is a black woman, right?
Yes.
Maziel is a...
Korean.
Oh, Dan, come on. You're being such a buzzkill. Yeah, I didn't know Korean. I asked if Koreans are POs. God.
Dan's in the bathroom. Let's just not do this right now.
I asked if Korean people are POCs.
The one time the button didn't work, and
Yeah. Koreans are people of color, right? At least in our sort of like modern, like the Western conception of like what people of color are. They're people of color. Like, that's really weird. Oh, that's when he did the weird joke about their eyes. Oh, right. Yeah. What? Talking about like why they're wider in one particular, when they're thin. I don't understand. Like, what it's like. I don't understand the joke. I'm just confused, right? I mean, you can make funny fucking race jokes, right? You can make those kinds of jokes. You just have to be like, just be good at it. Just don't be bad at them. Just be funny.
and we listened
But,
to
like,
how
I
he
don't know,
spoke
yeah.
to AB without thinking that the internet was going to hear it. It was rude. It was nasty, and it didn't have this caveat of like, I'm not mad at you. It was anger, and it was uncalled for.
Use they get access to cover most of it.
Doing it.
What are you
It's
doing?
so awkward and terrible.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
Just like this is what I'm talking about when it's always like.
We need to get home for our kids.
It's like, bro.
Oh no, I didn't want to finish it right now. I just I'm not finishing Wednesday.
On Friday. Is it?
You guys, like,
I'm a
I'm
little
taking my hand
confused.
What? Okay, well,
all that.
thanks, Button.
And he didn't want to take accountability for it. He immediately wanted to deflect, and he wanted to say that the button fucked him.
First of all, I appreciate the hard work.
I know you do.
And I loved it, and I really enjoy it. But it's like every time we do it, it's like.
I'm a little confused. This isn't like because like everyone now has, because of how successful Content Cop was, everyone's made these like derivative forms like Content Nuke or Content Court or whatever the fuck. I'm very, very confused. Like, what the fuck? Like, exactly. Like, he was covering, I guess, Jack Dorothy. I mean, that guy is a piece of shit. Like, unironic, like, little fucking goblin fucking piece of shit. Like, fuck that guy, obviously. But, like, what? Ethan Klein did something stupid or something?
The
I
show
don't know.
is what it is, and
I know.
it makes it.
I was being selfish.
No, dude, that button f***ed me, dude. Can you imagine that button f***ing me over like that?
The button fucked you? AB fucked you? Who fucked you? You fucked yourself by being an asshole.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, having to lean on. This is why I don't think it's like I have a problem with the fucking button and why everything is worse because of the button. Because you can just like lean on that button, right? Instead of like having to do any reflection, like idubbbz fucking mentioned earlier. Ethan doesn't have to do any reflection or anything. He just lean on the button, just like blame the button or blame something else instead of himself. Like it's just a form of deflection.
He makes it seem like he's not a tyrant of a boss.
We're doing it.
What are you
It's
doing?
so awkward and terrible. I appreciate the hard work.
I know you do.
And
I
I
know.
loved it, and I really enjoy it.
That's
Dan,
true.
his producer, is constantly clarifying things on the air and making it clear that what Ethan said was a joke. Ethan is being overly defensive, or he's saying things that are like not true. And he's
Ethan being a
exaggerating.
bit of a
I saw that. They
goofball.
thought that was what you searched to
I did
pull
not
up that
type
photo, so I'm just clarifying.
Thank you for clarifying. I
Yeah.
appreciate you doing that. God forbid.
Let's go get to that button.
Why?
Because.
It's not that big of a deal, man.
just
Like,
your
how-
inability to.
Button!
Hold on, Dan. How does it change anything? People knowing that we did it.
It's fun when it's a surprise.
Okay, well,
Well, you just asked how it changed
surprise
things.
them on your show.
Okay, all right.
You know, I understand that that's his role, and he's, you know, Ethan's made that his job, or Dan's made it his job. Ethan leans on it so heavily. In the same way that he leans
That's
on
true.
the button. Ethan is leaning on all of these people to be adults and look after his behavior and give all of this emotional and empathetic energy for Ethan, but Ethan refuses to give it back to them. Also, let's talk about AB and Lena,
Real?
two Lebanese employees, and you just continue to talk about the conflict like they don't exist. It would be nicer, a lot nicer, for you to shut the fuck up about it. You're allowed to do that.
Hezbollah in Syria alone killed double that much. All right, I'm gonna move on. I just want to play a song talking about Bad Empanada.
Ethan doesn't want to change, and
We
he
love
wants to
Bad
bring the
Empanada.
entire crew
Oh
down
boy,
with
my
him.
favorite guy on the
Because he's
planet.
putting them in this position every day, right? But it's more important that he gets this shit off his chest. It's more important that he dumps. We're all familiar with Goblin Mode. Well, Ethan
That's
debuted a new mode recently.
And
Yeah, I do think, like, again, Ethan, you don't need to talk about something you just don't have any idea about. People who are more qualified have said, like, you don't know what you're talking about. Just stop. You can do, like, whatever else. Just halt. Cease. It's okay. You don't have to talk about this. But he continues to insist. It's very strange.
By the way, my ratio is pretty good. Like, I'm looking at like 20 Goblin modes to 1 too far. Demon mode, let's call it.
Demons.
What makes Demon Mode different than Goblin Mode is goblins
Heresy.
aren't really like an intimidating, powerful force. If the Goblin is persistent, it can get what it wants.
When I'm done with
That's
the
true.
other one, the big one that's dropping probably next week, my full attention is going to you, George. Like the Eye of Sauron. I see you out there, you fucking cockroach.
Ethan, the reason the internet got behind you when you were being sued by Matt Haas or when you were being sued by Ryan Kavanaugh is because people saw you as the underdog. They saw you as the guy who's defending the common man.
I'm suing, and I cannot wait for you guys to read it. At the moment, we are writing 3 complaints for 3.
I'm trying to think, like, yeah, with Matt Haas, right? Like, Ethan was the bigger content creator, but again, like, the reason why people rallied behind Ethan in that particular case is because Matt Haas was just, like, so stupid. He was willing to ruin the entire platform because of his fucking dog shit content or whatever the fuck. Because, like, Ethan goofed on it. And yeah, people got behind the fucking Ryan Kavanaugh suit because, again, Ryan Kavanaugh was just being a stupid, like, little bitch-made baby, right? About, you know, Ethan goofing and gaffing on him. Because guess what? Ryan Kavanaugh is someone you should goof and gaff on because he's just a fucking goofy fucking guy. Well, goofy is putting it nicely, let's be honest here.
3 people.
You are doing the classic rich asshole thing. You have a deficit of friends,
But
you
yeah,
have a
that's
surplus
true.
of enemies. You feel really bad, you feel hurt, but you also have a surplus of money. So what can you do? You can use that money to bully and
It's
intimidate
time to
people.
sue
These
people.
public legal threats that you're making to fellow
'Cause I'm a
creators,
millionaire.
These legal threats that you're making to people on Reddit, on Twitter, you're like, I'm hurt. These people are hurting me. What do I do to stop it? There's nothing I can do to stop it. I'm powerless. No.
All right, I'm ready to get sued by Ethan Klein. It's gonna happen. Time to get sued. Let's go, boys.
You have a ton of power, you have a ton of options, you have a ton of choice. That's exactly what you get for being filthy rich, is you can do all of these things.
I never want to sue someone for defamation, but like at what point do you kind of fucking have to? I mean, this is like basically someone calling you a pedophile. Be like, yeah, no, Ethan's a pedophile.
Dan Clancy or whatever, like the CEO of Twitch, and being
Pedophile. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi.
Yeah, Dan Clancy, CEO of Twitch, who has billions of dollars at his disposal, could fucking now sue your ass because you keep calling him a pedophile and shit, Ethan. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man.
Fucking anti-Semite. There are certain
True.
things you can accuse people of that rise above to make it like actionable, which is like wrongfully accusing someone of being a pedophile, a sex criminal, a murderer, shit like that. Dan Clancy.
Yeah, it's fairly obvious why idubbbz is playing this. Like, Ethan, if Dan Clancy wanted to open up a suit on you, he probably could.
Clancy now, in other words, he is a pedophile.
You have so much less to go off of saying that
Oh
than
no,
anybody
I'm
has
just saying
about
based
Dream.
on his looks. Just on his based on his
Well,
looks.
at least you're self-aware.
That's 100% a joke. I have no evidence to
Good. Yeah, good joke. Good one.
conclude that he is.
One of the more notable legal
Good one,
threats that
Ethan.
Ethan has sent out recently is against Noah Samson.
I have nothing but vibes to gain, and potentially your money as well. Don't worry if you don't have it all now. I'll garnish your wages. You're going to be living with your parents for a lot longer, buddy. 26, you know what I mean? Try 46.
Noah made a video that was critical of Ethan and other content creators when they're talking about Israel and Palestine. I mean,
True.
the way he's talking about Noah on his podcast is so fucking creepy and weird.
Is this a new thing?
This is a new thing. This happened during the show. Upon initial
Yeah,
examination,
that's
it's checked
true,
out,
Boy
and
Meets
it's not
Mini.
great for young Noah.
Can I say that? Don't say
That's true, Boy Meets Mini. I bet, like, is Ethan still fucking doing that stream of Content Nuke? Is it still going on? Ah, it's not there anymore. He finally stopped. There is no more Content Nuke. It's finally done with. But yeah, I think it was like, I don't even know how long it was going on, but he had like a constant 24-hour stream of him playing that stupid same dumb fuck video.
Say it yet.
That was it.
So he's a rape. So of course his standard. I don't know what he's accused of. So I'm not actually going to say. But
Ethan brought on a former partner of Noah to basically just shit talk him and say that he's a bad partner.
Yeah, like I have problems with like Noah Samson and how he like engages with like particular content, but like and like how he does certain things sometimes. Like I think he's a little bit of a spineless coward. But yeah, like Noah Samson is a rapist. It's just like, dog, like. You are so many fucking far steps removed that if that's like the thing that you're going at Noah Samson with. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? This is goofy.
But that's all that Ethan was able to extract out of it.
you are not accusing him of committing any crimes or doing R-word or anything like that. The accusation is that he's a sleaze.
Absolutely. Noah
Yeah.
Samson, as far as I know, is not a rapist.
Fuck you to Noah Samson, who's not just a liar and a scumbag, but also a creep, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Now let's talk about the left-leaning Democrat.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things.
The thing that made me start to question Ethan's intentions is that when he was suggested to talk to Sam Cedar, a fellow progressive, a guy that Ethan respects and looks up to.
no!
He works with Sam Cedar.
What a
With the
fucking
majority of them.
nightmare.
I respect him and what they do there.
He kept saying that it was racist or anti-Semitic to suggest that he talked to someone who's within the same ethnic group as him.
That's why I said yesterday, like, I urge Ethan to talk to Sam Cedar. They are very thoughtful, very kind.
Yeah, the idea that like Ethan Klein thinks it's like racist for him to talk to like Sam Cedar about like Israel Palestine, like that's so fucking dumb, bro. Like that is so stupid. I think even like the Majority Report crew even brought this up and they were just like, yeah, I don't know, this is like really dumb. Like this is really dumb.
Anti-Zionist Jews out there that he could talk to. I don't think that I will be able to reach him.
What's the insinuation that I only listen to other Jewish people? You need to talk to my pre-approved list of Jews that like agree with me on everything. You know, it doesn't matter if they're Jewish, dude. It doesn't matter if they're fucking Jewish.
That's very interesting that it doesn't matter if they're Jewish there. And dude, like, God, just like Ben Shapiro, he's doing the fucking Pope of the Jews shit. Everyone must bow down and listen to the Pope of the Jews. He's the only one who can judge you as the correct Jew to talk about Jewish issues with.
I don't think Jews at large view it. I don't think that is the...
In what position are you to even say that?
If it's not...
Yeah, here's Ethan doing the whole, like, fucking conflation between Zionism and Judaism thing. But it's not relevant to talk to Sam Cedar, who is, you know, a Jew, about, like, you know, being an anti-Zionist Jew. And Sam Cedar, like Hassan probably said, is probably the most prominent anti-Zionist Jew. You know, you can make an argument for that, but like, yeah, he probably is in terms of like broader media and like people who know about Sam Cedar.
Motivated by myself. It's motivated by Jews against anti-Zionist
No,
Jews.
seriously, how can you speak for my entire ethnic group? I find that really interesting.
Ethan, I don't know what to...
Guys, I care very much about like what Hassan, because he's not talking about like, because there are plenty of like anti-Zionist Jews, right? A lot of anti-Zionist Jews exist, obviously, and they're anti-Zionists for various fucking reasons. You have like the ultra-Orthodox Jews who are anti-Zionist because of religious reasons, and then, you know, a lot more of your liberal progressive Jews, more left-leaning Jews, which tend to be a lot of them within like broader North America, who are anti-Zionist because, like, dude, like, Israel is just kind of being a fucking asshole. You know, they're just kind of being shit with this right now. Like, fuck Israel.
To fucking tell you, this is like step one of having a leftist ideology, is recognizing our race.
Jewish people vote like 75% Dem at least. Yeah, true. Matt Lieb, yeah, anti-Zionist Jew. That's a pretty prominent fucking anti-Zionist Jew. But Sam Cedar is probably the best to suggest to Ethan because he's had rapport with him. Because of, you know, the whole Steven Crowder bit. Still fucking hilarious to this day, by the way.
Religion, nationality, all this shit, all shape our experiences as people.
That's the reason why it'd be better served to have this conversation not with myself, but with an anti-Zionist Jewish person.
Why does it matter if they're Jewish?
Because I'm not Jewish, and you've said in this conversation that, like...
Yeah, that it matters that they're Jewish, but now, like, Ethan in that same conversation made it all about Jewishness, and then, like, oh, what does it matter if they're a Jew or not? It's just like, bro, you're speaking out of both sides of your fucking mouth right now, dude. Like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You just don't want to have the conversation. Just say that instead. You're like, yeah, just say that you are more okay with, you know, Palestinian children being turned into mulch. At least that's honest. At least that's honest. Let's be real.
how can you tell me how to feel about the situation?
Yeah, but how is one person a representative of Jews at large? I'm just telling you how Jewish people around the world interpret that phrase.
So yes, Ethan.
Yeah, you know, like, Ethan is just completely unwilling to fucking recognize the complete just hypocrisy of what he's saying right there. I'm just saying, like, everything that, like, Jews fucking believe right now, you know, how can I, like, expect to, like, understand, like, you know, what you say is for the interests of, like, Jewish people or whatever. That's how every fucking Jew sees it. It's like, okay, bro, whatever.
On occasion, you might be suggested to talk to someone who has some crossover with you. It doesn't have to be your ethnicity. It could possibly be someone who shares progressive ideology with you. It could possibly be someone who is of your same gender. I think Ethan understands this concept
It's
very
Sam.
well. He listened to these women on his show.
Sam Cedar.
This bitch is intolerable. You are such a nasty fucking bitch, Cam.
I don't know if you can call her a bitch though.
She is a bitch. She's
what
a
do you-
fucking.
okay,
You're right. I
I'm
call her. See you next Tuesday.
Listen,
I'm curious, what do Lena and Sam think about it?
I wouldn't be okay with that.
Yeah.
I feel like that it's for the girlies, Ethan. But I
So
agree.
you guys all seem to be in.
I'm a little confused. Like, what is the context of him saying this? I'm very confused. His views is aligned more with Sam Harris now. Oh, well, you know, it's all being a part of a greater collective of the greater intellectual dark web. I don't know if that's like a Sam Harris fucking impression. He just kind of sounds like that. Where he talks like this very slowly and very deeply to make himself sound very intellectual. I'm imitating the cadence.
Consensus that it can pour form. I think to respect the women here in the room, I'm going to have to pass on saying that.
The infantilization of Ethan Klein is fucking nauseating. He's not a child. He is absolutely capable of looking into Hassan, learning about his politics, interviewing, doing loads of things to figure out where he stands.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things. And for the first time, I know.
God, the fact that he fucking said that, like, 2 minutes into the fucking content nuke, it's just like, bro, how the fuck did you not know that? I think I even said that in the fucking original video, you know, when I talked about the content nuke. Like, I'm like, how the fuck did you not know that? Hassan's been at this for like 10 years now. You should know. Did you not do any research? Do you just not know? This is very silly.
Noticed an inordinate amount of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats, not whatever this was.
Oh,
this comment from Hassan really started to sound some alarms in my
So
head.
real
I
and
was
true.
already getting uncomfortable with our partnership. I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
You made how many episodes with Hassan? Like, this guy made a fucking program with
Like
the biggest
60
mega-leftist on the
episodes?
platform. Now he's acting like he was tricked and
He
was
knew, he's
incapable
just
of
saying
figuring
this
out
for
what this
clout.
guy's beliefs were. Bro, I didn't make
That's
the
the
fucking
only
leftist
assumption you
program.
can make,
did.
Boy Meets
You
Betty.
made fucking, what, 60 some odd episodes of this shit for hours talking to this guy? You didn't have a problem
Yeah,
with
it was a
any of
very
until
successful
4.
podcast.
Ethan talks
But,
about being
whatever.
aware of Hassan's 9/11 comments and then sort of leaves it at that. Like it was just a joke. Actually, I think Ethan describes them as edgy moments or jokes.
You might remember him from such classics as.
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
Now, to be clear, I knew about all these.
I was there when he said that, by the way. Fucking hilarious, because he's objectively speaking, he's correct when he fucking says something like that. Yeah. Due to the consequences of American foreign policy within the Middle East, throughout, like, you know, throughout the fucking Cold War, and destabilizing a lot of parts of the Middle East. Whoa. It was inevitable that something like 9/11 was gonna fucking happen. Crazy.
These edgy and controversial jokes at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
No, Ethan, those aren't jokes, right? When someone makes a controversial
that's like a
statement like
take.
that, that's not them trying to be
That
funny.
is a-
I
that is a
understand
take.
why
That's
you
not
would
a
conflate
joke.
the
That's a
two. That
take.
is someone who's extremely frustrated and passionate about a particular topic.
When he did the 9/11 thing, yes, I watched it live. I'm an old Hassan head, right? Back when he was like starting to get fucking like some traction on Twitch, 2019.
In this case, American imperialism
I saw that
and
live.
terrorism. You could have looked into that. You could have talked to Hassan a little bit more and found out what his international politics opinions are. But you wouldn't even need to do that. You can look at it online. You're not a victim. You weren't tricked. You made 60 some odd episodes. If you
Like,
didn't want
I
to go
remember
down this
the
route,
Destiny
you shouldn't
Collab
have done it. But that
episodes
was your
you used
fucking
to
choice.
have.
You did it. You are an adult. When Ethan and Hila are watching Matt Lieb saying that one state doesn't represent all Jews, they cannot wrap their heads around the idea.
That's true.
Person that represents all Jews.
I'm just telling you how Jewish people around the world interpret that phrase.
Have you ever considered, idubbbz, that maybe, just maybe, maybe Ethan just wants to be the new, he wants to be the new Pope of the Jews. Come on, idubbbz. He just wants to be the new Pope. He wants to be like Ben Shapipi. He wants to be like Ben Shapipi. He wants to be the new Pope. Think about it. He's trying to put in his application. Bro, look at this man's face. Yes. This is the Matt Leap speech.
No single person represents all Jews, as no single state represents all Jews.
He's
This is
real
another
for
weird
that.
thing.
Oh my
Israel doesn't-
God.
Israel. This is a lie that I see Hassan and people pander. They say that Israel's going to war on behalf of Judaism. They have never. I don't believe that that's ever been stated.
Someone's not been keeping up with any Israeli propaganda for the past 60 fucking years, then. If you have no fucking idea. Israel does this shit all the fucking time. They always claim to be representing all Jews. Constantly. This is the main central premise of the propaganda. The conflation of Zionism with Judaism. Every fucking single time. This is part and parcel what the state of Israel does all the time with its propaganda. They say, like, we are a representation of Judaism. We are Jewish. That is our main thing. It's like, oh, okay, so when you do all this terrible shit, it's like, that's all Jews that are doing that. That's how people are going to see that, right? And misinterpret those things. Unlike, most lefties who don't see it that way and understand that individuals are complicated people and they support for certain things for certain reasons. Zionists want to do the fucking conflation and make it such that it's a whole one fucking collective thing, for all those dipshits out there who complain about fucking communism. There you go. Like, oh man, all under the single will, the fucking Zionist will, whatever. Stupid fucking meme aside. They basically do the whole fucking thing where it's like Zionism represents all Jews, even though that's just not the case. You can look at polling. You can look at how people vote. You can look at the amount of people who favor fucking Israel. It's just not fucking true.
And I don't think Israel ever explains that it's like. I think Israel says it's a place where Jews can go.
Israel is just a place Jews can go. With
True.
that slogan, we might actually have peace. If that's all you're defining Israel as, is a place Jews can go. Like, sure, it sounds like a narrative,
true,
really.
real.
Like, all right.
Israel has definitely
I don't think
done
Israel
that.
said they represent all Jews. I don't think that's a stance. We're like, hey, displacing Palestinians is all Jewish people.
Ethan is being so disingenuous here to suggest that he
Just
doesn't
silly.
understand what Matt Lieb is saying. Like, like he's making a semantic argument. Like, I don't think Israel has said that it represents every last Jew on the planet. I don't think Israel has claimed that. They're not going to say that their most genocidal behavior represents anything to do with them, okay? But what they are going to do is they're going to inexplicably link Israel and Jewishness together. So when they're...
Yep, that's true. Again, like, it's the fucking propaganda. Ethan, that is. I mean, like, he just doesn't know. Like, this has been a part of the fucking Israeli fucking propaganda for the past several fucking decades. They've been saying this fucking shit. It's ridiculous. And Ethan just doesn't want to fucking recognize that? Okay, bro.
They're being criticized, all of a sudden, they have the perfect defense. Oh, another thing I need to mention. There
That's
was a tier list. It was called the Who Can Say Habibi tier list. It was presented at TwitchCon as like a
here's
panel
the
that was just meant to be
fucking-
lighthearted and
the
fun.
meme.
And Ethan Klein saw that, and he decided that it was anti-Semitic.
Tier list, and we're going to need your help to discuss and figure out who can say Habibi and who can't. And also, we have tiers. We have Arab, Arab coded. They ask permission to say Habibi. Like you got like a white guy who's like, can I say it? Is it slurs? And then Love Sabra, which is they're not Arab coded.
I will never ask for permission. No one shall stop me from saying Habibi. You shall never stop me. Cancel me. I like hummus. I've never had Sabra. The hummus that I typically buy is from, well, it's a local brand, actually. And it's the only brand that's available at my local grocery store, so that's what I get. So, I don't know. I think it's called Aladdin. That's the name of the brand. It's local. Well, in Toronto. But, like, it's the only thing that's available, so I get it.
Now, when I first saw this tier list, I immediately knew what it was doing. I was like, oh, it's a play on the who has the N-word pass and who doesn't tier list. Granted,
Yeah.
Habibi is very different than the N-word, but it is a cultural word amongst Arabic-speaking people and Muslim people. Like, that is a word that's used. Habibi. It means my love. Oh, no, don't do that, Habibi. Oh, yes, Habibi. You're my Habibi, I'm your Habibi. So, yes, it's meant to...
I bet idubbbz has the pass. I bet all the fucking content creators, all the content creators there, they have they've given idubbbz the pass, not Ethan the pass. Yeah, I've already talked about this before. I thought it was like the fucking Sabra meme joke. It's like, I mean, it's not the best executed joke, but it's an obvious joke. Of course, this isn't like, I mean, idubbbz is eventually going to mention it, but this is a complete conspiracy that's been ginned up by DGG. We're gonna fucking keep bringing up these fucking dumb fucks yet again, over and over and over again, because they're the ones who fucking made a complete fucking conspiracy theory out of this. Because when this got fucking dug up, and, what? It was, Frogan Denim's VO, Raffle, and I forget the name of the other guy. There was 5 content creators who got banned for a fucking month for it. 5 people got banned for a month for it, because like, when Dan Saltman decided to fucking, yeah, Raffle will take it. Thank you, Bohemian Spinny. But there was one other person. I don't remember their name. I'm great with names. I'm just gonna say Raph. That's just easier to say. Raph. What was my point? Yeah, it was a fucking thing, because I think this was in TwitchCon 2023, I believe. Capri Sun. Thank you, Boy Meets Mini. Capri Sun Poppy. Thank you, Boy Meets Mini. So those 5 people, they got banned for a month, right? Because of an idiotic fucking conspiracy theory that was dreamt up by Dan fucking Saltman. And who is he? Right-hand man of fucking Destiny and of DGG. He's one of Destiny's fucking butt buddies. He's his podcast co-host, yada, yada, yada. And guess what fucking Ethan is basing this off of? Because he put it in his fucking content nuke. The idiotic fucking conspiracy theory that Dan Saltman fucking put together. That fucking DGT dumbfuck. So again, who are the real people that decided, who fucking made a whole cancel mob to cancel Frogan, Denims, Raph, Capri Sun, and Vio? Those 5 people? It was DGG. It was Destiny. And his gaggle of freaks. Wouldn't be surprised if fucking Icarus Bath had a fucking hand in ginning up the fucking harassment campaign around all that. Wouldn't surprise me whatsoever.
To be a fun way that these Arab content creators can express their Arab culture and be proud of it and happy about it, because it's not like they have massive representation on the platform.
Making a tier list based on race, and nobody has a fucking problem with that. Okay, you have a tier list based on race. Where's the Jewish panel? Where at the top it says Jewish? It's a tier list based on Arab to Jew. He's Arab.
All right, well, listen, I'm gonna do the meme again. I'm doing the meme again. I did this meme already. I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again. All right, Sabra. The fucking hummus. Guess who fucking makes this fucking shit, okay? Alright, we got the fucking product. Here's the Sabra product, alright? We get it. CEO. Joey Bergstein. I've literally done this meme before. This is the guy who fucking made Sabra, who's fucking currently the CEO. And we looked up where he's from. He lives in fucking Vermont. So, you know, their argument is that, like, hey, Sabra is fucking colonizer hummus. Because it literally is. Because some fucking dude from Vermont is the main fucking CEO who makes fucking Sabra. Okay? It's not ridiculous to fucking say that. But it's not about, like, you know, Arab to Jew fucking goddamn, like... Because Sabra also means, like, you know, Sabra, I believe, is also a term that's used for Jews, right? Which is probably why, you know, Ethan is doing this, like, whole fucking thing about, like, it's actually not about a hummus, it's about, you know, Jews. Jews who can't say, like, Jews aren't allowed to say the word Habibi. It's like... Yeah, man, because that's totally the fucking intention that's going on here. What the fuck are you talking about? Stupid. No, it's about a dude who makes fucking... It's about a hummus, dumbass.
Which is good. That's the best thing you can be on this. That's the best. This is racist!
I will say that conveying information through a tier list is not the most effective thing, but Ethan should understand this principle. He did a white slurs tier list with Hassan.
Cracker. I mean, you know what my thing
That's true.
We can't put...
Whoa! The C slur. I can't believe you would say that.
That as an F. Cracker. I mean, that's got to be at least a D, right?
Pale face, motherfucker.
Pale face. I mean, again, I think that's an F. Hog.
So hog is my favorite. I use it all the time.
Hog's a
and
good
Hassan
one.
Feel as though they're white guys. So
Pale
they felt
face is
very
kind of
comfortable
boring, I'll be
talking
honest.
about white slurs on their
Not
tier
even
list.
that pale.
I think I'm more white than you. What do you think?
I think I'm white. Like, I'm super white.
Can you understand why Arabs might feel comfortable talking about Arab shit
It's
on
kind
their
of
tier
white.
list, Ethan?
It's kind
You're
of
the
white of you
guy.
guys
You
saying
think you're
that.
more white than Hassan?
Pretty white.
I think I'm more white than you.
So yeah, the white guy can say all the things that he wants, like Cracker. But the Arabs can't have their tier list.
I would put
No
him
Habibi tier list. Can I talk
Notice
about
how they drop
hummus?
the premise almost immediately that it's about who can say Habibi, and then it's like Hassan. Okay, actually he's Arab. We fucking love him. He's dope. He's Arab.
Habibi is an Arabic word. That is an Arabic word, Ethan.
Funny about this whole thing is that they
Also, Hassan is culturally Muslim, right? He doesn't practice or anything, right? These people are all Muslim, right? They're from the Arab sort of peninsula. They're all Muslim, religiously and culturally. And fucking Hassan, he doesn't practice. The whole relation between like Turkic peoples and Islam is a fucking complicated one. It's very fucking stupid and annoying. Ottoman Empire, migration waves, the Huns, the fucking Mongols. There's a lot going on there historically, and I don't really want to fucking talk about all of that because it would take fucking forever. But I don't know. I blame Genghis Khan. I blame Genghis Khan. Who else blames Genghis Khan? That's who I'm blaming. I blame the Turkmens. I blame the fucking the Hunnic horse archers. I blame all the fucking like I blame Central Asia for this. That's who I'm blaming. I'm blaming all the Turkmens. All my fellow North Indians blame Genghis Khan. I blame Genghis Khan. That's what I'm blaming for, making the sort of like migration of Turkic peoples into Anatolia kind of like happen. It's more complicated than that, obviously, but for an extreme fucking historical TLDR, that's more or less what fucking happened.
They say Habibi in Israel. Again, people underestimate just how like mixed Israeli culture is. Like
We say Habibi in Israel. Yes, Ethan. Another piece of evidence as to why it isn't anti-Semitic.
This is racist.
If you're not Arab or understand Arab culture at all,
Racism!
which is a lot of Americans, and Ethan Klein presents you this tier list and calls it anti-Semitic, you're just going to eat it up. It's not. Ethan is just proving his
that's
location
true.
on this tier list under Love
People will
Sabra
just eat it
because
up.
He doesn't understand Arab culture. There's a lot of Arabs who eat Sabra. There's a lot of people like me who eat Sabra. A lot of the times it's all that's in the store, and I'm going to buy it and I'm going to eat it, but
That's
it
true.
is not the good shit.
That's true. That's like I said earlier. The only option I have in my fucking local grocery store is a local Toronto brand called fucking Aladdin, and that's all that's there. So I'm gonna eat it. Is it good? I don't know. I've never really had much other hummus. The only other hummus I've had is like from fucking when I'm like shawarma maxing. Okay, I shawarma max. Okay, it is Wednesday. You know what I like to order? I like ordering a fucking shawarma platter because that shit's fucking delicious. All right. I am more Arab Habibi coded than Ethan Klein will ever be because shawarma, that shit's fucking delicious. I have that shit all the fucking time. It's so fucking good, okay? Fucking love that shit.
Like the average Arab American, they're going to go in the store and the only
I buy
option they have
Cedars.
is fucking Sabra. And
That's fair.
that sucks that's the only option, right? Arab communities and distribution facilities are
I
not
didn't
widespread.
even know that Sabra has like such a market share in the US. That's crazy.
Right, that's not the
60%.
US. So what are they
That's
left
wild.
with? They're left with a common, relatable, shitty hummus, which is Sabra. And what's so fucking pathetic about this whole thing is after being able to
Sabra.
get these Arab creators banned off of Twitch for 30 days, he goes on to talk about how bad Sabra hummus is on his show.
I don't think anybody prefers Sabra over homemade like restaurant quality hummus. It's what's there. Like,
Dude! Holy shit, dude! I hate Sabra. I hate Sabra so much. I hate the fact that they're saying the Sabra word and they're using that as a conflation for Jew. Oh, but like the fucking hummus is kind of dog shit, right, guys? So you fucking knew the whole time it was about hummus, bro. Come on, Ethan. Oh my god, bro.
I eat sometimes and eat it. It's not the best.
The problem is with Sabra, in my opinion, it's only good for the first 2 days.
For some reason, like when you eat this Sabra shit, it just feels so much heavier. And imagine eating a whole fucking vat of Sabra. That's
Jesus
crazy.
Christ,
I've never
bro.
liked hummus.
Oh, okay.
Well, you hate Jews then.
I don't know.
And Arabs.
Yeah.
Fuck, this is racist.
Yeah, it's
Can't
almost like
believe
you can
love
have
is
a discussion
racist.
about Sabra hummus being a bad hummus,
Dude!
without it being at all related to a
Fuck
Jewish
you,
thing
Ethan.
or an Israeli thing. He can have that discussion as much as he wants on his podcast because we all know his intentions are anti-Semitic.
This is what he did. He hit his heart hard.
The Zionism is leading to not accepting other cultures, embracing their own culture, and instead thinking that that is an attack on you. There's this.
Yep, it's almost as if, well, that's kind of the point. Yeah, that's literally the point of Zionism, quite literally. Well, there are Arab Jews in Israel, took in a lot of Jews from the Arab states. Yep, I believe what the main Jewish population. It's not Ashkenazi Jews, so those are mostly like white European Jews. It's Jews from North Africa and like the rest of the Arab Peninsula. It's a Mahagazi Jews, I think. Right? I think Mirazi. Thank you, Mirazi Jew or Mizari. Mirazi. I can't find. It's been almost 5 hours of stream. I can't word good. Okay. It's those guys. It's not Ashkenazi. It's Mizari Jews. Those are the lion's share of the of the Jewish population that exists within Israel. There's also the Ethiopian Jews. That's a whole other fucking story, though.
Incident on the podcast where they were reacting to Cutie Cinderella, and Ethan was laughing during it. So that ended up being a pretty important wake-up call for Ethan. He made an apology video directed at Cutie Cinderella, and it was graded by a professional psychologist, Dr. Kirk Honda of Psychology in Seattle. And Ethan got an A+ rating.
In terms of a public apology, this is
good job,
A+.
Ethan.
Ethan won't stop talking about his A+ rating.
You know he rated my apology to Cutie Cinderella a perfect score? A perfect 10.
A perfect 10 out of 10?
Literally 10 out of 10. I know what
my apology is so good!
Is my perfect apology in this PowerPoint? Dude, I got a perfect 10 out of 10. This one is actually best apology, so. Ethan Klein, you guys, oh my god!
I was trying really hard to think about an impactful moment during this video. Like, could I do something that would really wake Ethan up? And I don't know if this came from a good place or not, but I came up with the idea of getting Ethan's grade changed from an A to a B at least. So I went to visit Psychology in Seattle. I'm not confident that Kirk will change his grade, but it's worth trying, and, you know, we might learn.
Listen, idubbbz, you miss little shots you don't take, right? Yeah, you just, give it the old college try. I think that's reasonable.
A thing or two.
Xander! Probably get pretty low marks. Unlike me, perfect score, 10. I said, hey, Lud, no wig drama. Why are you such a spineless coward of a person now that you've inserted yourself and your girlfriend into this conversation?
Okay, idubbbz, I hear you. You're in the room with me right now. I hear you. I hear your request. I understand it. I can understand where it's coming from.
Can't believe
and
I
guess have a policy that when there is a grade for an apology, I am just grading that discrete apology as I see it without taking any consideration of prior or future behavior. If you're wanting me to comment on the overall behavior or the recent behavior from the clips that you have shown me, I believe that Ethan is a good person and that eventually he will feel sorrow and will feel sorry and will apologize, and I will be there to evaluate that apology when it happens, which I know it will.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
What a cop-out answer. Shaking my fucking head. Memes aside. But yeah, I don't think that's a ridiculous thing.
But that's okay, because this is the internet. Anyone can have their own official apology rating system. So I'm going to rate Ethan's apology a B-. That's just based on my own feelings and my own rubric. When Psychology in Seattle was watching these video clips of Ethan, he said that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug. Now, of course, it kind of pisses me off to hear that shit, because I'm like, what are we doing? What are we saying? He needs a hug? No, he doesn't need a hug. He needs a good fucking ass whooping is what he needs. I think something that's very important to me in bringing back Content Cop is to be fair. I think that was something that was not illustrated in previous Content Cops that I think should have been, and probably wouldn't have left me with so much regret. Ethan deserves all of the criticism that he's getting. I think it's very valid. But
yes, I agree with this.
We should acknowledge that he's human, because he is human. And
I'm only human, after all.
Scared,
I'm only human, after all. Don't put the blame on me.
In the spirit of Kirk saying that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug, I have challenged some of his most powerful haters to put down the haterade and just say something nice and charitable about him, because...
That's true. Maybe Ethan, I'll say something nice. Ethan, I liked your content in the past. It was good shit, but please log off and go to therapy. You should do that. The lawsuit stuff's also pretty fucking base and pog-pilled. There you go. I did my part. Are you gonna do your part? I did mine.
I think he deserves it.
I just wanted to say that I respect that you are genuinely yourself.
Dennis!
On the internet. I think a lot of other people respect you for it as well.
What the?
I think that's a big reason why people were drawn to your content in the first place. I think that's a lot of the reason why your employees chose to work with you over anyone else.
Ethan, I think it's respectable that you even began this journey to leave behind the
Sean the Black.
And step into a more
What the?
empathetic worldview. I know it's not easy.
Ethan Klein, I think that when you are being
Matt,
goofy,
leave.
when you're being silly, when you are being lighthearted, and just having fun with your friends, I think that is when you're at your best. So I'd
Real
love to see
and
more of
true.
that. That'd be sick.
I will be reading my letter off because I don't want to sound robotic.
Brogan.
HBAC did sports very good that I used to watch. I hope that one day gets back to what I remember. You were one of the inspirations for me to start creating content, so all this has stunk. I hope you
What
really
the-
hear this, and I wish you the best.
I think Ethan Klein rocks a buzz cut pretty good, and I think
No,
he's
Samson.
got a good choice of facial hair. I think it's really cool what he did 8 years ago, fighting that frivolous lawsuit. That was pretty fucked up, and fighting it, he changed YouTube for the better. And I thought that was cool because I thought it was like he was fighting for free speech.
I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Neil. I'm like, fuck, like, it's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like, if you can go to their defense, that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
And I have been
I can't tell if he's actually sat there or if idubbbz is just doing a bit. I can't tell. I can't tell.
Slipping into a very unhealthy place where it's gotten worse and worse, and
Yeah, I
I get
feel like
criticized
that
more and more, and I
sometimes,
get more defensive and more pulled up, a feeling of almost infallibility that I can take anything on. It led me to make a lot of mistakes, and then when I was criticized for those mistakes, then I would act extremely defensive and nasty and not really processing them in a healthy way.
Whoa, Ethan, that's wait, what happened to that, Ethan? An actual genuine reflection of past behaviors and critical examination on your failings that seems very honest and critical of yourself? Whoa, what the? Alright, we're done here. Nice, lovely. Oh yeah, in conclusion, fuck you, DGG. Yeah, yeah. Fuck you, DGG. I'll be honest. They're the ones to blame for all this. I blame DGG. Fuck you, you suck. I hate you. And that's why it's all like this. I'll be quite honest. I mean, I guess I could also add sort of hey, maybe, Ethan, if you log off, you learn how to reflect, you try to better yourself or whatever. You can all say all that stuff. Because I don't think that Ethan is a bad person or whatever. Even despite the fact that he does some poor executions and some of the edgy jokes. I mean, that's a whole fucking criticism. Blah 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 blah. That's a whole different fucking can of worms. Yada yada yada. Who the fuck really cares? Yeah, I think when this whole drama wave started, instead of constantly doubling down, just getting more and more triggered and angry about the whole fucking situation, I think that it would have probably been most fucking beneficial for Ethan to just log off, hang out with his family, hang out with his fucking kids, do things that make him happy instead of focusing only on stuff that makes him upset. I'll be quite honest. That's really about it. I'll be quite honest.